Welcome to episode 213. Is that right? Yeah, 213. It's up there in the corner.
Man, we're getting there.
Yep. And we're going to have another one Thursday, talk about the girls regional. So we might get to 219 a little bit earlier. So start lining up the guests. Anyone with a 219 phone number. So we can't have Eric McGill because he's a Chicago number now. So he's not even true 219 region rat. I think he had to turn in his region rat card.
He did.
It's pretty.
He had to turn in that broken towel rack monitor.
Yes. Yeah. So we are on number 213 of the Gorilla Radio podcast, brought to you by Contenders Wrestling Academy. So, yep. Well, so we can get Thomas Eric can be on there. So,
man, I think we should do it live from. Bill said we should do it live from the backcourt lounge right by Crown Point High School. We punted on Frickies. I don't know if they have Wi-Fi.
You don't know if they have Wi-Fi. Oh, Beaver's here.
It was a long time no see.
I heard he is wearing a Indiana Matt shirt today. At least that's what he told me. I don't know if who knows if those Penn coaches tell the truth or anything. So
he wasn't repping it like Connor Maddox was.
No, man. Get him a sweatshirt, and then next day he's wearing it all day. He probably slept in that thing.
With two Buddy and Pals, I'm down with that. What is it, Net Pro Golf? Let's go Net Pro Golf.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll just make the trip to the region for it.
Let's see. 708.
708.
Yeah, that's right across. That's right across there. We got it.
So that's Illinois region.
Yep, that's where we claim.
Okay, yeah. So, long weekend of wrestling. Lots of wrestling.
Lots of talking.
Lots of talking. Yes, lots of nicknames.
We try to work some things in there. Try to break it up.
Yeah, it adds a little bit of spite. The little bit of the inside jokes or the fun things. It's boring just saying names. Tegan Newell, Matt, Ford, whatever, and saying that stuff, but adding a little bit of flavor to it's always fun. And people, it's a long 2 days of wrestling, and we were able to, add a little bit of fun to the whole weekend. Was a lot of fun. And I have my Bit-O honey.
Oh man, where did I put my Bit-O honey at? I think it's downstairs. I tried to eat one, man, but I felt like it almost took a filling out.
Didn't want to ruin those nice teeth before the show, did you?
No, man. No way. I tried. I did try. They were just like I remembered, right to the trash.
Yes. Coach O'Neill sent them over, had a person send them over to us, and just I'm sure he saw the look on our faces, was like just shaking our heads and laughing because we knew exactly what it was. So yeah, good weekend. We were at the Al Smith, always a great event. Just such a craziness always happens there. It's that the lore of the 100-year-old gym. Fans are on top of the action. It's like it gets loud in there. It's such a cool atmosphere that I was just thinking, I was like, man, if they built a new gym, it wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like I was telling someone I've never really watched wrestling in the other gym, so I don't know how it is in the other gym. I've always been in the main gym, or I've come for the finals when I was a spectator, or when I was helping coach when Kai Met was there. I was in the little gym side. So, but yeah, they thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'll butcher some names, but I'll try to get it right. I take criticism pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the other gym just isn't the same. I mean, there's action in there, but it just doesn't have that lore. I mean, and I was talking to your buddy Travis Horn, and he said the Mishawaka gym kind of reminds me of the Mount Carmel gym that the Mount Carmel Crown Point duel was in. Just an old gym and just people packed in the way it should be.
And the Mount Carmel one's really cool too, because they have that overhang. I mean, I guess it's kind of like an overhang there too, but I felt like that first year with the Mount Carmel duel with Crown Point, they were right on top of the action. It was pretty wild. But
yeah, they had chairs. That's where people were sitting. There's like really no bleachers, and that, I mean, just the atmosphere, just the small gym with people right on top of you. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty thankful that obviously like we're able to get involved, and they asked me to be on the mic, and um even with the changeover and staff, like I had originally got asked by Steve, and that Benji had reached out, and they had almost a whole new crew this year, right? Like new ads, the new coach.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of new faces and people that were, I mean, and thankfully we were able to take a little bit off there. I know there's some other people that took some stuff off their plate because it's a lot to run that event and make sure it runs well, and it's not for the week. And if you, especially if you're not a wrestling person, not knowing what to expect with wrestling coaches and wrestling people, and but it seemed like everything ran pretty smoothly. I mean, we saw some behind the scenes things that I'm sure they'll tidy up next year and everything. But once things got going, I mean, the events, it started on time, no issues with brackets, um, anything, things like table help and stuff like that are always, those are always the hardest things to try to find to get as a, when you have what, 8 mats running, that's a lot of stuff to get
Our
going.
guy Eddie P trying to be the guy. He kept asking for paper brackets. I think he took one of my pens and was filling out a paper bracket for his records.
Yeah, he has a filing cabinet probably with all the records. He did get them on day 2, I know.
Man, so. I actually went through a couple boxes in the basement. Kim was cleaning the basement out when. Man, that's a good question. Man, I would tell you. All right, I'll explain there's like a garage clicker, and on day 1 I hit it and it worked, and I was like, perfect, man. Like usually someone else does it. Yeah. We don't usually do the anthem both days, but we did, which was, and Al Dover did a great job. But then like the second day I clicked it, didn't go, clicked it again, didn't go, clicked it like 3 times. AD said, we're good. I said, all right. I was like, honestly, like the 4th time I clicked it, I was worried about it like coming down, not going back up.
Kind of like your garage door getting stuck like halfway.
Yeah. So that, I'm trying to like, be patriotic and, honor the flag, but also get the flag to come down. So that was tough. That was a tough moment for there.
Yeah, you didn't realize that was a part of the job when you. I mean, and we had to hand out trophies too. We
had to hand out trophies. They cut the mic. I was like, "Do you want me to yell and tell how point they won?" Or I wrote some of the stuff on the way in, like so. Some of the reads, like luckily I've done it a couple times, so I know like it was really cool that Al Smith was there. He wasn't there last year. That was pretty cool, and then. Like they didn't have the read, and I think they said Mike Faulkner. You said hand out the read, but they've had it a couple times, and man, it's a sheet and a half. And luckily, like I kind of like remembered some of it and was able to throw it together. Mike hates America. Yeah. Don't you say that?
Yeah. The original one was like a 6-page thesis.
Yeah.
I think a couple years ago you narrowed that, you put that down to about a paragraph, which was concise and everything, and then that's pretty much what you read this year. So
he's an incredibly humble guy. I think he's Al's like he's not there for himself. Like he's not there to like get the spotlight. I think that like kind of doing it up there. I don't know him personally, but I don't necessarily always feel like he wants that whole all the glitz and glamour and have him go out there and shake, but I do think that he should be honored. Like obviously this was something that he put together and he was there, and it was really cool.
Yeah. I mean, obviously legendary coach, and it's always fun. I mean, he wasn't there last year. That before that, when he'd go there, he'd be sitting up there, and the best part's hearing him yelling and coaching kids from from afar, and you just can't take that out of him. And I'm sure it was awesome for him to get out and see the event. I mean, he was front row for the finals, and when I saw him in there, I thought that was really cool. And hope he continues to do well and being able to get out and see the sport that he gave so much to. And that's obviously you have a tournament named after you. That's pretty cool. And he loves the sport still, and I'm sure he would love to be in that wrestling room coaching kids to this day.
Well, I think like even like the trickle down from that, which is like the bigger impact of someone like Al, is the people that he coached, and then the people that has gone into coaching that he coached, and the people that he's coached, and the group that's gone into coaching, like Derek Snyder and those guys, and then the group underneath that's gone into coaching. And I think that's just the true testament of like how it goes, Like I always say I had a really good role model as a coach that like really helped grow my passion for the sport. I could only imagine,
Yeah. There's a lot of good. I mean, I know Seltzer wrestled there. He's at Cathedral now, and he was pretty excited to see him there. And some of the other coaches, him and Pendowski was there, and that was.
Yeah.
I'm sure Pendowski hasn't seen him for many years.
Probably the old Trikoff days. That was cool that he did get up for the anthem, and so I mean, Dover is pretty old too. What do we say, 75?
Yeah, 70. Yeah, 74, 75, something like that. Yeah.
So. Singer, man. We might have MJ Staples went to sing the anthem in the finals. I told him maybe we could try to get him at semi-state, maybe the regional, maybe give him a little warm up.
Yeah. I mean, let's just go call Falcons. We can get him. He can do right before the finals.
He said,
why are we doing semi-state? Do state. Let's go big or go home.
I said he said he'd sing the finals. I said, well, let's let Al do it. He's done it for like 18 years straight, but we could pull some strings, maybe get you at the regional, maybe semi-state.
Yeah.
He said he'd do it. So I'm gonna talk to Bobby Joe in a couple of days, see if we can get that lined up. I don't know if he can sing or not. He made it sound like he could.
Yeah, well, we'll find out at semi-state.
I'm sure there was a flag there somewhere, right?
Yeah. So, they have, flags are on people's shirts and stuff. So it's, Aldover does a great job doing it. I always kind of have a little bit of a chuckle because he was the first Penn state champion. Now he's singing at the Mishawaka tournament. So, and I know the Penn Mishawaka rivalry is pretty strong, but I always laugh at the, it's the first Penn state champion, and now he's singing it at the premier tournament that is held at his arch rival school. So,
man, there's definitely something like I don't know how to pace the pause sometimes. Like if you're saying, hey, let's give it up for the refs, and everyone's cheering, you're like, okay, how long do I let this go for before I go to the next one? I'd give a shout out to the custodians. I know we've talked about that a little bit on the show. Like the most thankless job there, man, because you go to those bathrooms and I don't envy their career choice right now.
They could definitely upgrade their sinks and stuff. The one bathroom, the sink was like a power washer, scrubbing your hand like
So that's always when I was real nervous. I'm not gonna lie. When 1.5 seconds. I tried, man. Usually they give you a list with everyone's name, and I was like, man, I literally told Coach, I was like, hey, man, I'm not gonna say everyone's name. I'm just gonna say the officials. I was nervous because we had a corded mic. We didn't have the wireless mic this year, and I had to undo the mic, take it off the stage with no stairs, and give it to Al Dover. And I was like, man, if I fall, I'm going to retire from wrestling. I won't be on Gorilla Radio. It'll just be like a backdrop without me there. RIP. Because, dude, everyone's bags were right there and stuff. And I'm trying to be as smooth as possible. And I'm like, dude, this is going to be the time I trip over these bags. It's going to be awful.
Yes.
And I do a pretty good job of not saying swear words and bad words on Gorilla Radio. But I am a cusser at heart. So you talk to me off the air, there's, I tend to use colorful language, and I am sure if I yelled and that mic was hot, there'd be some swear words.
So you're taller in person and you cuss more in person.
Oh man, I don't know which one's a bigger surprise. But yeah, I think it's a really cool thing that they let us. And I don't know how a lot of the other tournaments do it. I don't know. Like obviously, like I announced the harvest. Like a lot of years I did the harvest, but right now we choose to play that weekend at exposure camp, and then the Al Smith, and then a little bit at the semi-state. But I like to think that like it's not like taken away from people. Like when it's time to be serious, it's time to be serious. But you really want to, kind of break it up. Like obviously, if you watch the show, we've talked about Tegan and the East Chicago semi-state. Someone asked me, like, they're like, "Why did you do that?" I said, "When you're at East Chicago, the announcer was like, he got fired up, and he's like, Tyjon Newell," and I was like, "Bro, who is that? Who's Tyjon?" And I see Tegan, I was like, "Oh, okay." And obviously, I said Diesel. The 1 year Fort Wayne Carroll,
just Carroll,
just Carroll. But like I'm usually pretty open. We were throwing out T-shirts from the stand. Joe brought a whole box of T-shirts. I don't know if that was a cool thing or not, but I felt like I did. I felt like I still had it a little bit. I was firing T-shirts everywhere.
Yeah. Then of course we never had the right sizes, and so
no, I got rid of them
all. We didn't call the fight. I don't know if they were White Necks kids or something. They were hanging around him, I think. There are two kids about the same size. I told my daughter, there's a kid's large. I said, go give it to one of those kids. And she gave it to one of them. And then she came back over to me. And then all of a sudden looked over and the kids were wrestling for the shirt. So,
there's some Riley kids, I think, that like I told them I'd give them some shirts and then we were all out of their sizes.
Then they said they're extra larges.
Yeah.
No 7X.
No 7X. We didn't have a 7X. I think we need to get a 7X though.
I think I have some 4, but so if we get 2 4s, that'll be just sew them together, right? And then is that how it works? I don't know.
Yeah, I think, but I mean, it goes pretty well. Joe brought some cool hardware. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
The way they do their outstanding wrestler is the wrestler with the champion with the most falls in the least amount of time. And going into the finals, Hardle Road was in the lead. So if he would have won with a fall, he would have won it. So I text Bailey. I was like, hey, like, don't leave. I think I give it up to the crow's nest. If we get him a 7X compression shirt, man, let's do it. He has to wear it, though.
Compression, jeez.
But I just think it's like one of those things. Like it was a cool event. I thought those guys did a really good job, especially being the first time for a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
They controlled the floor really well. I know that there was some parents weren't as happy. I know like there's like generally like there's a little bit more freedom. Those guys were like, that's the one thing they were like, we are not having that.
Yeah.
Which is good for us, so we can see the match a little bit more and call people. They lowered my table down to humble me a little bit, I think. At one point, they asked me if I could just stand the whole day without a chair. I was like, bro, this is a long day, man. I'll stand up a lot, but I don't think I can stand the whole day.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I really do like that we've helped incorporate some of the stuff with the seating and being on the mic and just being there, doing some interviews, and just everyone there does a good job. They all do it for the right reason.
Yeah.
Dude, I know. Tony got a little bit better. Tony does have a better, not even a little bit. Tony has a better arm than I do. So Tony throws harder than I do. He throws it further than I do.
So yeah, I guess and if you haven't seen the interviews, my daughter she interviewed a few of the champions. It's kind of a different take, the new age kids thing, and it's actually kind of funny. I definitely Shepard's imitation of his coach was by far spot on, and I about wrecked when I heard it.
That was a pretty good Brandon Lorick, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I just want to know, did he have like did Lorick see it? And number 2, how many sprints did he have to do after practice because of that?
We were talking about also Aiden Carver ended up getting the OW.
Yeah.
He got the most falls in the least amount of time. Really good showing for Carver. I think that we were able to. We kind of talked about it when we were doing the seeding. Was like I think this should be 1 and 2. Like we both agreed. It was like if anyone objects it, I want to hear them say it on camera before like we go any further because I think this is going to be 1 and 2 and Stanton and Carver were in the finals, and then third was the freshman also. So at 120.
Yeah. So if you want to go, we can go over the brackets. I have the quarterfinals on, which has the rankings and everything. I mean,
the rankings held up pretty well.
Yeah, and like we were talking beforehand, there were some seeding upsets, but a lot of the time when there were seeding upsets, it was a ranking held up more than the seeds did. So kind of shows Mike knows a little bit about wrestling, and and honestly, the rankings take into account a lot more than just in season or last year's state series stuff. So
yeah. Well, a lot of these guys see each other in a lot of different events, and but no, they held up well. I think 106 was a really good weight. All ranked guys in the top 8. Luke Kennison, I thought looked really Louis. He prefers to be called Louis. I think I even hit with a Luke Kennison in the finals. It was the second one out the gate. I asked him, and then I went Lou anyways. I don't know why I did that.
Yeah.
But Louis Kennison takes Max like his background off the bat. Like I was like, oh, and then and Maddox has been phenomenal the whole year. And I do have a rant tonight. I have like a thing that I feel like I'm gonna petition. I don't know how to get rules changed, but I have a rule change I wanna suggest.
Okay. Louis looked good. This is the first time I've really seen him, back-to-back matches and stuff. And he didn't back down from Maddox, went after him. Maddox is really good. Okay. Yeah. I think we've established that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a good match and pretty good to see. I think Louis is starting to kind of get his wheels underneath him. He wrestled 13 earlier in the season, and he's, might see that match under the lights. That was another one that was seeding wise. Put Louis over 2 state qualifiers. Got no pushback. Thankfully we didn't get any pushback, but it was also one of those good. I think the coaches. That was one that's kind of one of those. I knew I was kind of gonna push it a little bit, but like you said, if you have questions, if you want to say it, then let's go out there and say what you need. But he proved it. He's good. 113 bracket buster Braden Head to the finals. He had a good tournament there last year. Came back and had another good tournament. Beat some pretty good guys.
That went over Cruz in the semis was a really good match. And obviously he beat Westfall. Those are 2 medals. I always say and I'm not like saying like I'm the biggest Braden Head fan. Like he was ranked 16, but I usually feel like I'm higher on Braden Head than a lot of other people. I think, but I've seen him at Al Smith last year when he ran it to 4th place, and I seen him this year when he ran it to 2nd place. So if state finals are held at Mishawaka, there's a good chance he's going to make a pretty good run. So hopefully he keeps it going. He got a great partner in the room. Probably a couple of great partners. Westfield's pretty good down low, but Daniel Brown is really good. I thought Head kind of took him down early also, kept his composure. I know St. Laurent had, I believe, beat him last year at Team State. So I think that's been a back and forth match. He beat him Friday night in a pretty tight match. So Brown looked really good. Yeah. Only one unranked wrestler there. He had been in the rankings a little bit, Ramon Marquez.
Yeah. So
Jackson Jean looked really good too. What did Jackson Jean end up 4th? St. Laurent 3rd, Jackson Jean 4th.
Jean was, where did we go? There we go. Jean was 4th. So yeah,
he had a little
came out as the 9th seed. So yeah, he came. Yeah, he did. He had a good tournament. 113 was just loaded from top to bottom. Aruda was 5th. Westfall, and the number 2 seed was 7th. He beat Heisler for for 7th. I mean, just a deep weight class overall. I mean, I think there were 9 or 10 ranked guys in the weight class, so there wasn't much room on that podium for 10 guys. I can say that much. So
that Blevins and Cruz match was really good. Also, Nick Freeze looked really good in that. I thought Nick Freeze wrestled really well.
Yeah, he was 6th. So just a great weight class overall, and these guys, kind of probably more messed up the rankings than anything, just trying to, because everyone beat each other. And so we'll see how things shake out later this week.
Started mixing them up some.
120, as we said, Carver, pins in the quarters, semis, and finally didn't get through the second period. Did he get the second period at all? No.
Nah,
so he's a salary guy.
Yep. He's the cradle he locked up because he got taken down early in the finals too. In a minute 30, I think he was taken down and then locked up a cradle and then kind of readjusted it and was like, no, I'm just gonna go ahead and end this now. And Stanton looked really good too.
Yeah, that was a tight. You could tell after he got it tightened up. I don't know if he had a ratchet or what, but that thing looked tight. I'm like, ooh, that. And I looked at the clock and go, that's a long time to fight in that kind of cradle.
And I talked to Bailey a little bit. I was really impressed with how he looked, and he was like just kind of saying how he's getting adjusted to the weight. Like obviously he won IHPO, IPO at 109. He beat Maddox there.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're going up to 120, probably more of a walking around weight. I don't know if he's pulling any weight there, but he wrestled 13 at Super 32. So definitely it's a little bit of adjustment, but I think he's figuring it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Stanton had a 2-pin or tech fall, 2 pins and a major in the semis. So he's pretty good. He's real good. Pretty impressed seeing him. Obviously he was at IPO, but I don't see much wrestling there. But yeah, he beat, Major Justice Thrasher, who's no slouch by any means. Pretty solid weight class, but I mean, it's pretty, like you said earlier, we, looking it over as like, I think those freshmen are a little bit better, and it makes a tournament look better when you seed it, at least try to seed it correctly based on what's going on. And all those guys were, pretty good. Ethan Alvarez, freshman, he looked really good. End up running it back for 3rd, lost to Carver in the quarters, and ran it back all the way 3rd, beating center.
Wait, I mean, you had a handful of guys with state experience in there too, right? Just not only just a freshman. I mean, Thrasher,
center,
Chance Smith. So
some guys with state experience and 3 freshmen, top 3. 126. Verduzco with his 2nd title.
This was the rematch tour, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. He had rematch of the finals and the semis. And then rematch him and Strayer. No strangers to say the least.
Yeah. Sectional, regional, semi-state, 3rd and 4th place match. So
they like to work for each other.
I think like one of the big, I mean, we kind of talked about it a little bit, was Dylan Marshall. Dylan Marshall, Center Grove, a backup, unranked, behind Don Brown. Obviously, Don Brown, really talented. He was there. Looks like he's going to make it back this year, hopefully, for Team State. But Dylan Marshall knocks off Jet McGuire, state medalist, and then knocks off Evan Kreiderman. He wrestled really well.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. And he did, of course, his coaches mentioned this right before the first round, that Marshall did have a common opponent win that would have put him over McGuire. And I know they Swain did send me a message like, hey, his record's like, I can't remember, it was 13-2 or 12-3, whatever it was. He did send me that like before the seating meeting, but then that's really not going to get you seated in most weight classes.
He was pretty fired up. I think he yelled, like, I told you, at me or Joe. I think he yelled it at Joe.
Yeah.
I was like, told me, like, I wasn't even there, man. Like,
yeah, he got a little excited.
He was excited.
Yeah, he gets excited sometimes. It's okay.
Him and McGuire met in the wrestle back. McGuire won that one, but This doesn't take away. Dylan Marshall had a great weekend.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We had at one time where we had a backup that was pretty good backup that played. I think he plays fifth also. Had a good run. We knew he was a pretty solid backup for us. He was a senior. One of those kids that just you tried to get in the lineup. You knew he would help the lineup if if things worked out, but just was behind good kids pretty much his whole career. So it was pretty neat to see. It's always neat to see a backup place there and perform just as good. I mean, obviously, Don Brown's probably close to the five. He's probably maybe a little bit higher. He's as good as any of those guys in the top five. I mean, he could beat any of those guys, but same time, he's you're placing top five there. That's pretty good in a deep weight class. So, Julian Duggar, another unseeded wrestler that placed there. So, Brackett got busted with the unseeded guys there. So, they did have a couple. Or no, was this the one where we had a couple guys that dropped out? Yeah, New Prairie had a seed kid that dropped out. I thought we might have had. So we only really had 11 seeds. No, yeah, we only had 11 seeds. New Prairie, I can't remember who was seeded, dropped out. 32, we had a couple guys that were injured that didn't wrestle, but good weight class overall. And congrats to those guys that, the unseeded guys that came through. And I mean, it's not easy to place there, especially when you seed 12, that there's not really there's not a path that you can go through without beating a seeded kid or two to place.
Yeah, I think we were saying it before, like on the last show, like there's always going to be guys that come out are going to, make a name for themselves. And, that's definitely a way you come out and knock off a couple medals or a couple guys with state experience. Whether Dylan Marshall's in the lineup the rest of the way, like, I mean, that's just one of the disadvantages of being a school like Center Grove. I think people look at them and think it's rainbows and sunshine and, you go there and get great. But sometimes, like, you can't go to 32. You have the champ. 26 is pretty good. 20 is a returning state qualifier. 38 is pretty good. So, like, it's just a tough spot. I'll be looking for what he does at freshman, sophomore state and just kind of seeing I think when you get the freshman, sophomore state, you kind of see where he falls in that mix and where he falls in the lineup next year.
I think he's a junior, actually.
Oh, maybe he's a junior. Then I'll be looking at ISWA.
And IPO. And yes. Yeah. So 132, he had a rematch of the finals from last year. Bryce Malone over – I moved my bracket. Malone over Gavin Lewis, 2-1. Just like last year, not much going on there. I think it was a stall call that kind of decided it. Unfortunately, just really not. I mean, both very similar wrestlers, and just neither can really score on them unless it's a pretty quick defensive type scramble fall. That's about the only time those two score at each other.
He was pretty close. I mean, Royce was pretty close to getting it again. Royce always puts on, and I told you, on his finalist sheet, like last year, he's the squirrel hunting champion of like Hamilton County. This year, he's the best hunter in Indiana. I don't know how to rank that. So I don't know if that's true or not. I don't want to throw that out there and have Brett Smith come tell me that he's not the best hunter, that so-and-so is the best hunter. But he said he's the best hunter in the state of Indiana. I didn't know if I should say that. And then someone fact-checked me beyond like the news. Like, we fact-checked the announcer and we decided that was a lie. Like, oh, man.
Is there a website for that?
Yeah, is there a website for hunting? The DNR? Is he ranked in the DNR website?
I'll have to ask Brett Smith. Brett, if you're listening, tell us if do they have an Indiana Hunter website?
I have seen his parents post some pictures. They look like they hunt pretty well. They're not like lacking for the food, but I don't know if I would vouch for that.
I can tell you a side story that I used to kind of almost work for this guy that had a website called deerspace.com, which was like a MySpace, but for deer.
Like deers got on there and like we're like trafficking. They have their own profiles. What does a deer profile look like?
I guess you were just putting your pictures of all the deer you shot and stuff and other things like that. So yeah, I don't think it's around anymore. He put money.
I missed the boat on it.
Yeah. put way too much money into his deer space stuff instead of the real thing, the cash cow. So
They,
anyway.
I don't even remember I don't what the stall call was. I thought Lewis looked a little undersized at 32, not in a disrespectful way. Like he just didn't look like a full 32. I didn't. Went back to kind of see today, like what if they had the weigh-ins on USA Bracket, and they didn't. But I thought Malone looked bigger than he did. So, and he was kind of like pushing him around a little bit, like kind of getting to the line. He got those stall calls. You don't want to see it decided on a stall call, but obviously he's going to have some Squirrel Hunters Anonymous. Malone, Kiros is super exciting wrestler. Beat Warren Brown, ran it back for third. Caleb Asa had a good showing. We'll see Malone and Lewis, I'm sure, again this weekend coming up. Last year, Lewis had two Ultimate titles, was going for his third. There's only been a couple 4-timers, and Malone kind of broke that up.
Yeah, that's not an easy path. Good weight class. Obviously, had a tiebreaker win over Dylan Wills in the quarters, so not an easy path for Lewis. And 5-2 over Kiros.
They said Max Kleberg, Josh Book. I should have had a Josh Book. Probably hunts with just his hands and teeth. He's built different.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do. Like on the off season, we need to find out who's the best hunting guy. We'll do a Survivor-esque show.
Yes.
Take one. You get to take 2 tools, and who comes away with the most animals, I guess.
Yeah. Kiros over Caleb Asa for third, 13-7. Warren Brown the third was fifth. Isaiah Bikama was fifth or sixth. So good weight class overall.
We got to get that one right. I was told several times how to say it. By the end of the term, I think I was getting it right.
Yes.
Come on. They were right behind us. They got some T-shirts out of it. It's all right.
Yeah. So 138, Evan Stanley over Hunter Douglas. Stanley's pretty good. Douglas, Homestead's first year there, they get a finalist. So
not bad.
Yeah. And, this isn't like the level of the tournament is so much greater than it was, 10, 15 years ago. So getting a finalist is it's not an easy thing, period, let alone, your first year. So good showing for Homestead overall too, with not just him. So yeah, man, Bowie he has the wildest matches. I don't think it'd be good for him or his coaches to have matches in Mishawaka all the time, but they're must-see TV because there's always crazy stuff going on there.
Man, who did he beat in the finals last year? He beat LT in the quarters, right?
Yeah. And then in the finals, he would have had, I will bring it up here in just 2 seconds.
What's Center Grove kid?
It was Eddie Goss.
Yeah, Eddie Goss. He's had some really back-to-back. I was trying to get him a T-shirt. He had some exciting matches. That Vargo match was really good. Exciting. Had everyone on the edge of their seat. There was a lot of energy there in the crowd. I mean, obviously we were right by Penn, so at one point, like the mats are pretty close to the bleachers. Vargo got ran out of bounds, got ran to the bleachers a little bit, so there was some downtime. And then he ends up winning in ultimate tiebreakers there. Just a really good match, exciting. And then the match with Douglas was really exciting too. Both of them took some injury time, and I think they both got booed. For taking injury time. I don't know how. It's hard for me to sit up there and be like, he's not hurt. I'm gonna boo. But man, there was definitely some emotion going on.
Yes, there was, and kind of just the wildness of the Al Smith, and especially the first day that quarterfinal round and that blood round. That's intense. Those 2 rounds back to back are just. Those will take a lot out of you as a coach.
Jeremy's right. There was a lot of wild calls. He said question. I'm going to say wild. I thought there was a cutback. And that was the match. I thought that there was a cutback that got missed. And I
Yes.
thought right at the end of regulation or right like at the beginning of overtime. Like I'm only an amateur official. Like I am sure it's on video somewhere, but I'm pretty positive that was an illegal cutback.
A poorly executed illegal cutback. as,
Which
as
would have
the head of the NFHS did say one time in response to a poorly executed cutback attempt.
not that it was an intentional something to hurt somebody, but I mean just by the rule.
Yeah.
Just a crazy match. Stanley runs it to the finals, tech fall, dominate it. Sessa Farrell, I thought Henry Farrell wrestled really well. I thought that was probably the best I've seen him wrestle. What did he end up third?
Sessa was
No, Farrell.
Farrell was third, yes.
Too much cutting weight, it sounds like, Justin. Too much cramping. You get the electrolytes back.
Yes.
Farrell over Vargo for third and fourth. Vargo over Sessa in the quarters there. Bowie lost to Farrell, I believe, right?
Yeah.
2-1. Another tight one.
So yeah, Bowie likes to go to overtime. He's not one to he definitely is an hourly guy. He had a 16-13 match with Abraham O'Neal.
That was a good match too. That was right after the Biddle Honeys.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that was what he had before the match.
That was a good match too, where they were going back and forth, and O'Neal got a little chippy at the end too. O'Neal was on a leg right as time expired. So he almost got an overtime one there also. But I mean, like, as a fan, like, I don't care either way. Like, I thought it was I do like Evan. Evan's a nice kid. He lives in my community. So I was happy Evan won, but and I like Sonny. I actually like those guys, but to say I don't care. But Donald Bowie puts on a show, man. Warren Central does bring some guys, and they get some booze in that gym. You think that's an everywhere thing? I don't see enough Warren Central to know if they get booze everywhere.
Nah, I don't know. I mean, I don't see enough of them either. But I mean, it's just, I think it's more just the tournament, the intensity of the tournament. There, and if you're in a wild match, it gets loud really quickly, and it doesn't take a lot of 1,000 fans to get pretty loud, and especially some of the schools that are right there. I mean, Penn, Mishawaka, New Prairie, Center Grove had a big crowd. Crown Point has a big crowd. You have some of those teams bring a good crowd, and even I think a lot of teams really bring good crowds. So you start getting on their sides, and like the Homestead Garrett fans are probably going to be more on their side, more on Homestead side, so they're going to kind of help out their Fort Wayne brethren.
Buddha kid, you think? Have you ever Buddha kid from the bleachers?
No, not that I did on purpose. Not that I didn't think back afterward. Like, I probably shouldn't have done that.
You're in the moment. I probably
group thing type thing. It's like everyone's good. What were we doing?
I would say 100% honesty. I've never booted from the head table, but I put some people from the stands. I don't think I've ever cussed at a kid. You ever cussed like at a kid, like openly, like swear at a kid? And even as like a coach, I don't think I've ever sweared at anyone on the field. Like, but I don't think I've ever cussed at someone. Like, even as a professional, I never like cussed at anyone.
Nah, not really. There's some times when a kid needs some words of encouragement, and they got that afterward. But that was only a few times. So
your own kid.
Yeah. Not an opponent kid. Not an opponent.
We've had that. Yeah, the car ride home is never like the most fun. But I'm guilty of that. But it was definitely some interesting things. But that was an exciting weight class.
Yes. Thanks to Donald Bowie.
I mean, like Evan Stanley put on a show. I don't want to minimize Evan Stanley's contribution to the weight class too.
Yes. 144, Peyton Hornsby dominated.
My brother just reminded me I did cuss at someone on the mat one time. It was, and it's funny because I was young. I was a young, reckless individual, and it was the professor, Mike Morgan, I believe.
That you cussed at?
It was.
Oh, like
I
you're
think Tony
wrestling?
was more cussing than I was, but we were definitely heated. So
Like you were wrestling Morgan?
nope. We were in the corner for one of our friends.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I found a video of
See what I tell the story. I told Mike last year when we were in a cab and we were already leaving one bar going to another. He had came up like he had come up from Lawrence Central a couple times to wrestle in the region, and he was wrestling one of our guys, one of our boys, and this kid was just firing off shots. And I think like I'm like the eighth, maybe ninth shot. I was like, bro, that's 9 shots in a row. You're not gonna call a stall. And I think Morgan had like a dump to his back or something. And he like looked right at us and like, there's one. And I think we said some swear words. That was a little more reckless black oak in us. My brother also agreed he was stalling.
he just confirmed it. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes the professor. He's probably gonna say something.
He knows. We already talked about it.
He's probably gonna confirm. Hey, I was 1 for 1. What was your guy?
He did. He dumped him dead to his back. He was coming off like a 4th place medal that year too.
Yeah, I was watching a video. I had a video of one of my wrestlers wrestling someone, and I don't know how I showed him or something, or something came up that like he was coaching that kid. And I'm like, I have this video, and I went to the video, and there he is coaching. We were both pretty young. I mean, this was like 2008, 2009, and coaching against. Of course, I won. I did defeat the professor. So, but back to 144. Peyton Hornsby, pretty dominating. Few little upsets here in this bracket. Cash Mays was the second highest ranked wrestler, ends up pushing through to the finals. While it was a seeding upset, it was not a ranking upset. So he used to be at Brownsburg, was behind some decent wrestlers there, state champs and such, whatever. But we kind of knew, I mean, that's one of those ranking things that he didn't have the credentials that Tegan had, Amron Pratt, Dalton Robson. And so he kind of got put in a good spot for him to perform. But at the same time, he probably should have been the 2 seed if we were doing it by rankings. But,
yeah. I think some of those times, like I always wonder, like if you put him in the 2 seed with no criteria, like would someone be like, well, why is he there? And I don't know, but it ended up working out.
Yeah.
I do think, probably Amron Pratt would have been on the other side. Mm-hmm. Maybe he had a shot at the semis. He has Cash Mays in the quarters. Tegan Newell, also known as Tyjon, also T Money, TNT. Nah, I ran out of stuff. So good match with Mays, ends up coming back for 3rd. Hornsby is really good. Hornsby looked really good in that finals match. We were talking about doing the best hair at the Al Smith. He's bringing back that in sync blonde highlights slick down. I had the same thing. I saw some pictures of it the other day. I rocked it. My brother rocked it. So I appreciate the grind. He killed. Tech fall. Tech falls don't count towards the OW points, but Bryson Bossomer was like 5th at the sectional last year, ran it back to 6th at the Al Smith. That's a pretty good turnaround.
Yeah. That was he was one of some of the teams like Concord that hadn't seen. They didn't have like semi-state qualifiers. They didn't have those guys. It's really hard to kind of gauge where they should be. He ended up kind of looking at his profile and stuff. I think he was like 4-2 at IPO, but that 5th place at sectional was just really weird. It was like and end up finding out there's an injury that he had come back from probably too early, obviously too early. And then he showed out. Making the semifinals, beating Carter Hall. Then Dalton Robson ends up losing to him for 5th, but had a good tournament and lost 1-0 to Amron Pratt. So yeah. That's he's in there with all those guys. So Good showing for him, and kind of showed that he's probably. I assume he might be in the rankings coming up, but
I think so.
that was
Those are good wins.
That's one of those, that's awesome for him, also for their program to kind of get in that spotlight that, hey, this kid's pretty good, and he ended up showing it. So congrats to him.
Who bring back the frosted tips? Let's go. I'll be on my next team's call.
So good weight class, 144. Hornsby, pretty good.
Really good.
150, another guy that's decent. Clinton Shepard. Does a great impression of Coach Lorick.
Yeah, at one point I thought like he was messing with me, like because he got like a bye, and then like he got 2 really quick falls, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna see, because I thought he looked really good at Ironman, just the setups and everything. And I look over, he's like coming over, he's like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, bro, I just called you to the mat. He said, no, I'm done. I said, oh, all right. So super nice kid, ridiculously nice, a great ambassador for the sport. Great. I think for like kids, like just how you carry yourself, I think that's a big thing. I always thought that was one of the things with like Mendez when he was going through. Like I thought he carried himself like a champion, and I think Clinton does the same thing.
Yeah, he dominated. Joe Pond, freshman, making the finals at 150. That's pretty impressive.
You changed the bracket on the page?
Did I what?
It just says 144.
His thing on the page says 144.
No, our thing, right? Is it saying on there?
Oh shoot! Oh no, yeah.
I was like, hold on.
I'm looking at. I have the full brackets up on my other screen. Yes, yeah. Joe Pond beat a good Kevin Tom guy. It's been to state before. Then beat Hank Fennessy, who's
also been to state.
Yeah, who's really good. And in matches, he was down. And I think both of those matches came back. Just has a great, good motor. Definitely one to keep an eye out on. He's only a freshman. He's having that kind of success at 150. He's going to be one to watch the next few years.
What did Marcus Malone end up finishing? I thought he wrestled really well. I thought like Shepard had the most, obviously 528 tech, probably his longest match, probably all the matches combined didn't match 528.
Malone was third. He 5-1 over Fennessy. He beat Ian Hutchison of Homestead in the Conti semis. So pretty good weight class there. Hutchison ends up 6th. Caleb Kirkpatrick 5th. 7th was Sam Wolpert, and Christian Tapia was 8th. So
good tournament for Sam Wolpert also.
Yeah.
He had a really big win in the blood round to make it to day 2.
Over Preston Hammond. Good match there. Good weight overall. Also, past Shepard, some good kids, and kind of, good weight there. Probably 157. I guess I got this one now.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Hiver William Vander Legaren over Jeffrey Hivert in the finals. Great match. Guys going at it. Hivert's really good. Did not look like he's really 100%. I don't know if it just took some injury time, and just that's not something he does very often. So he just
I asked some guys too that had been on teams with him growing up. Like, when's the last time you seen him take? Because he took it in the semis also with Cooksey, and they're like, I've never seen him take his own injury time. So hopefully get healthy, but not taking anything away from William Vander Litgaren. He wrestled great, and like he has a gas tank. He's gonna push the pace. He's the shot after the injury time in the 3rd period. Hivert was so deep on that shot. Like I was just talking to my brother about it today when I was driving home. Was like he was almost like shocked he was in so deep, and like Vander Legaren like fought it off, and it was he ended up scoring from it. Really good match. I think he ended up getting some back points at the end too, right? Because I think he was tied, and then he like cut him loose to tie it, and then ended up getting the takedown.
Yeah, takedown on Bex. So
At
yeah, great
57,
match.
you bet if you're gonna wrestle Vanderlei Garen, you better have a gas tank. He's gonna go at you for 6 minutes, 6 minutes
Yeah,
plus.
and he's so tall, and he uses his length really well. So it's a great. Yeah, he's a tough matchup, especially with that gas tank, and it's one of the things that we were talking. I was talking. I think we were talking on the way home or whatever about some of the just. It's interesting seeing some of the one of the best things about going to that event as a coach is you get to see kids and teams from different areas that have a little bit different styles, and you have that region style that it's you can't tell, like you can tell a kid, hey, there's a region style. They are in your face, they're intense, they're physical, they have good gas tanks, but until they see it and feel it, they really can't. It's hard to fathom it. And then I even think Center Grove, I think it's kind of the Swain kind of has a region style. They're always great gas tanks, always in your face, very physical, a little bit different, a little bit more finesse, I guess you'd say with it, but it's a kind of a southern, region style. Columbus East has that same kind of style in your face. They're gonna grind out matches. They're not gonna let you get anything easy. So it's kind of interesting seeing that. Bloomington South, another southern team, they kind of have a more of a grinding style. They're gonna just wear on you. They're all strong. They're all big. And obviously they have good gas tanks too. It's interesting. You get to see all those different types of styles, and it does help those guys that see that kind of style throughout the season, and they can adjust quicker.
Yeah. Shout out to Griffin Ablin of Crown Point. I know they've had a couple guys in that 57 spot, but he showed out on this weekend. Got himself a place. Crown Point placed off 14. Unranked. It's been tough to kind of. I know they had Devin Roberson in there a little bit. I know there's some talk about some other guys moving in there, but sounds like that spot started to get settled for those guys, and he had a really good weekend.
Yeah, he ended sixth.
Lincoln Underwood was winning that Cooksey match and having a medical default out of the tournament. Hopefully, nothing too serious. Cooksey's a dangerous wrestler. Like he's a guy that can definitely put you away. In a lot of different spots. The match with Hyvert was really good. I mean, 5-3.
Yeah. Hyvert ended up winning that one on the mat too. I think he got a reversal and some near fall. Cooksey took him down. So
I think a very underrated part of Hybert's game is his top game.
Yeah. And obviously he didn't look to us, he didn't look like he was 100% no matter what, but ends up finding a way to win against a real good wrestler. Tells you he's pretty good, and if he gets a little bit closer to 100%, he's a dangerous guy at 157. So Jack Davis doing the double dip this week. Got third.
Was he the only placer for Chittard?
Yes, he was second at the Connorsville, and then third at Al Smith. So I guess no one wanted to do my. They had the comparison of the champions from all the big events, and I'm like, well, let's do like fifth place finishers, and they didn't want to do that. I don't know why.
But that Al Smith is crazy. Like, I mean, the top at some of the other ones, it could be close, but the overall, and I didn't agree with all those matchups either. Yeah. But the overall depth, like for this tournament is unbelievable. You're getting tough matches. If you make the day two, there's gonna be a lot of tough matches. Yeah. I mean, even like the last two wrestleback rounds on day one are gonna be really hard too.
Yeah. 165, Maddie, MJ, Matthew. I don't know. What do we call him?
He put MJ on the final sheet. He wants to be MJ, songbird of our generation.
Voice kind of like a combination of Fergie and Jesus.
That's what I haven't heard it. I don't know, but we're gonna find out. I'm gonna make it happen. If he wants to do it.
Can you? I mean, some people over there. Can we get like a little bit of a taste of it? I mean, maybe he can even like sing us our intro or something.
I think he was messing around, and I think that like now we're going down that lane. I don't think we can't turn back now.
No. You open your mouth to the wrong person, you're running with it.
Yeah, I'll make it happen.
So he's also really good at wrestling.
Dude, he's really good at wrestling.
So
He's good at having a good time too. I think he's enjoying it. It looks like he's enjoying wrestling.
yeah, and that's pretty important, especially when wrestling. I don't want to say it comes easy because he obviously works very hard, but he's not getting. He's a lot better than a lot of guys. End up pinning or tech falling everybody. Uh, so he had a good weekend. He beat Owen Porterfield in the finals from Center Grove. He had a little bit of an upset over Ben Clark. Hayden Mansilla was third, came out of the 5 seed, but he was the third best ranking wise. So kind of one of those where the rankings didn't really match up with the seeds, but Porterfield looked good. A solid guy at 65 for Center Grove. Caden Roberts from Jimtown. Jimtown had 2 placers. Shout out to them.
To the Jimmies.
He was 6th. James Grimmy, not Grime, was 5th. So good weight class. I mean, obviously Staples the class of that field.
Yeah, he's really good. Like I said, he's enjoying being there, which is a big part of it too. Like he looks like he's having fun.
Yep. 175, kind of the feature weight class of the tournament. I know a lot of people.
Oh, we didn't even say at 57, Joe had a little gorilla head he handed out to some of the wrestlers. William Van Legaren got one.
Yep, Vander Lugaren got one, and we already kind of determined the 175-pound champ was going to get one just because this was a deep weight class. And I guess I should have probably put this on the graphic that there's 2 number 4s, and Van Tichel was ranked 4 at 165. But a lot of really highly ranked wrestlers here, really a deep weight class. I mean, you had top 6 guys in their weight classes. End up living up to the hype. Really, I think it was a meat grinder, and Breedlove tiebreakers over Van Tichel. Lincoln Cooper looked really good over Israel Sinnott. Carter Fielden over Caden O'Neill, and then Freeman over Granger. And then the semifinals went to the 2 underdogs, Lincoln Cooper over Fielden, and then Sean Breedlove in overtime over Freeman. That was a wild match.
That was a wild match.
Freeman looked real good, and he was up 10-7, gave up a late takedown on the edge. They originally didn't give it. Referees conferred after some encouragement from the coaches, and then gave them the takedown, and then Breedlove got a pretty slick takedown fairly early in that overtime.
Man,
great match. I mean, just 2 guys getting after it, scrapping 13-10, and guys were getting after it.
Outside of that shot from Vinny in overtime, I really did thought we were kind of saying it up there. I thought his attacks looked so much better than they did last year, and you could tell he put a lot of work in. I was surprised, and I know again, I'm only an amateur official. At what point did they award the takedown out of bounds, and at what point did it change? Like obviously they went to the table, they changed the call, but at what point do you award the takedown? Like if you're not giving the takedown, and now what is like the definition of like dead time, like bad time when you go back?
Yeah. I don't know how that works. I've really never seen them, reset in that type of position and add, 10 seconds of the clock or whatever. I mean, there was less than 10 seconds left when they did that, I think.
But if the takedown is like, and I'm not saying it wasn't down, it looked like it was close, like he's there. Now, if you award the takedown right away, he has 10 seconds that he's essentially going to escape, right? Like at that point, he's probably not fighting that takedown in that position. He's probably trying to get the one, which in that situation, he's essentially holding onto his chest in like a sit-out position out of bounds. Probably pretty easy to get away there. Yeah.
So that's a tough call on both ends.
And I don't think it was the wrong call. I'm not saying that. Like I'm not familiar with the bad time call, but like I know from the Drew Hughes, DeAndre Wilson match when Drew was a freshman, that's kind of like a situation I thought that was similar.
Mm-hmm.
Cooper returning Al Smith champ. That was a returning Al Smith championship match. Breedlove looks good. He bumped up at 190 and beat Kyle Harden earlier in the year. I think when he was a freshman, he had to wrestle above the weight he needed to be. Then last year, I think he was cutting pretty good to get in the lineup. And now I think he's probably right around his natural weight where he needs to be at. Freeman and Sanat in the wrestlebacks. Izzy looked really good in that match, ends up getting the win. I thought Griffin Van Tichel looked really. I'm a believer that I think Griffin Van Tichel is a better wrestler when he's up a weight. Like when he's walking around, I thought last year at like 65, I thought that was a more natural weight for him. And then cut to 57, I thought he looked less explosive. Beats Carter Fielden in that wrestleback round, and then he ends up beating Izzy, and Freeman ends up taking a forfeit from Fielden. Hopefully he's okay. And Granger ends up forfeiting to O'Neal. So hopefully he's okay too for the upcoming weekend.
Yeah.
But Breedlove looked awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And he had to beat Van Tichel, Freeman, and then Link Cooper back to back to back. That's not an easy task. And
another one where I think we fought for him to get a higher seed, but I still felt like it was a low seed. He ended up being 6, right? And he wouldn't have been the 6th seed even in that, but he was probably – I thought he should have been the 3 seed.
That's Senate?
No. Breedlove.
Breedlove, yeah. Yeah, that was we had Freeman and Fielden both have medals. Van Tichel's been to state 3 times. Breedlove hasn't been to Senate. Went to state, so you got 4 guys with state experience. Then you have returning champion Breedlove, who he'd
have been the 1 seed at 90.
Yeah, he'd have been the 1 seed at 90. So I mean, yeah, that way. I mean, there's really no. You weren't trying to. Everyone was so even at that top six level of guys, so it wasn't a. I mean, you're gonna have to shake it out no matter what. There wasn't like an MJ Staples or a Clinton Shepherd there that you wanted to get away from. You're gonna have to beat those. You're gonna have to make a run to win it anyway. So that one ended up being a great weight class and kind of lived up to the hype. So, it's going to be interesting to see how this shakes. I think this is going to be one of the more interesting weight classes at state. Because you could run this bracket back again and the top 6 are going to be jumbled up totally different.
Rex trying to ask them hard-hitting questions. I don't think we need to go into that. Like, I think there's some nonsense going on either way, but doesn't really need. I don't think we need to touch on it. No. I think everyone has an opinion of what happened.
So, 190, Kyle, not Kenny Harden, with his pretty positive. It's his first championship. He's a 4-time medalist at the Al Smith, 3-time state medalist at 170 and above. Pretty darn good career so far, with 1 year left, with one more crack at a state title. Ends up being pretty dominant. 3 tech falls, 5-1 over Alex Tatum, and then major decision over his returning placer Xavier Palacios. Really impressive in the finals for him.
Yeah, he looks really good. I think people forget that he was the Newcastle semi-state champ last year.
Yeah,
over Mikey White. I didn't know everyone's locking that up as a number 1, but he's number 1 in the country right now. But I do believe I think Kyle's had the better of those matches. Really good match. He looked really good in the finals. I think Belmont was looking to get a champ. I know they said it's been a while since they've had a champ there. And I know they've been there for a while. But Palacios had a really good run. Went over McMahon, who's really tough. I thought Alec Tatum wrestled really well. The win over Retzloff was crazy because he lost him at the Harvest, and then they wrestled that duel like a couple days ago, and it was a really good match. And Retzloff took that one, and then Tatum ends up getting the major. And then did he default to Retzloff in the 3rd and 4th place match?
No. Tatum defaulted for third to McMahon.
To McMahon, okay.
Yeah.
And then McMahon, obviously he had a great run. Another placer for Crown Point at 190 for Calvin Stewart.
Yeah. Stewart came in what 4-4 or 3 something like that. End up having a win over somebody and ends up getting a seed at the 8th seed there. Colin McMahon runs it back for 3rd. Tatum 4th. Retzloff was 5th, and Tiez Herrera, that was his name is.
Yeah. Shout out to him too. Real tough sophomore for Portage.
Yeah, he looked pretty solid. Saw one of his consolation matches, and you were telling me about him. And I mean, if he sophomore at 190, that's a deep weight class overall. Just a lot of seniors, a lot of guys that have some state or just a little bit past, right before state type experience, and placing 6th there is not an easy task. So that's going to be interesting to see how that goes. So yeah, good weight class. I was really impressed with Harden. I'll say that especially because he's committed to play football, and it's one of those things. This is his swan song in wrestling. He's put a ton of time into wrestling. Has had a lot of success in the sport, and it's one of those things you never know exactly how they're going to approach their senior season, knowing that I'm going on to bigger things. I'm going on to something different. And you never know if they're going to be fully invested or if they're just kind of go through the motion. Doesn't look like he's going through the motions. Looks like he wants a state title. So that's going to be pretty cool. And McMahon Harden tomorrow. So
yeah. Talking to Bailey, it sounds like they're getting a lot of really good guys in there to wrestle with them too, which is
that's good.
Some guys that are coming in and give them different looks, and which always helps. I mean, I'm sure. I don't know how many placers that Cathedral had up top. I think he was the only one, right? Grimmy might have been the next closest. Yeah. But with the tradition rich of like Cathedral and the guys that they've had there and some of the coaches that they have in that room, I'm sure it helps getting just not being able to whoop everybody and having to get pushed some.
Yeah. So I don't think Bailey's big enough to handle him.
Logan's not small, right? What size did Logan win it at?
Logan wrestled like 157, I think, his senior year in college.
Maybe they're getting Blake in there. Blake's been around.
Yeah. Blake's helping out at HSC, I thought.
So not Blake. I don't know. He didn't tell me who. He just said that they're getting some. Man, but those guys are at UIndy, so I'm sure they know some people.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's some guys to roll with them. So 215. Another champion that's pretty dominating. Cesar Salas almost went 6 minutes one time. 3 techs and 2 pins. He's pretty good. Not the deepest weight class, but some pretty good kids in here, kind of in that area that you're probably looking at to kind of sort some guys out, see how good, where do they all, this is always a great tournament for rankings to kind of, you've been like, man, I think this guy's like a 15 to 18 guy. And all of a sudden he has a good tournament. Like, well, maybe he's a 8 to 12 guy, or vice versa. You get to see a lot of guys mix it up and kind of see some names that you're wanting to see where they're at with different competition. Brody Eichelman from Zionsville. I know you were pretty high on him. Obviously, he was the highest ranked guy in the second highest ranked guy. He ends up, running to the finals. Another seed upset, but not a ranking upset. There's some other ones in there. Aiden Hunt from Garrett ends up running back to 3rd. Clayton Miller, Columbus East, was 4th. So really good weight class overall, and some guys that are going to be mixing it up at the semi-state and ticket round and state stuff.
Yeah, I mean this one not as like region dominant. I think Salas is pretty high up on the region list, like for semi-state for East Chicago. I mean Clayton Miller's Evansville, Miguel Flores Evansville, Mason Grubb Evansville, Ashelman's Newcastle. I mean Landon Reynolds is East Chicago. Homestead obviously goes out to Fort Wayne. John Bear, and then YYC's Fort Wayne. So Derek Morrison, but Salas looks really good.
Yeah, good weight class.
it's always like one of those things when you walk away from the tournament to be like, oh man, like who's like anyone walk away and you're like, that guy's a lock. And sometimes you walk away, I'm like, there's not as many locks as you thought, but Caesar looks like he's doing work and he could probably possibly be in that like lock conversation.
Yeah, definitely. I always like that, the confidence picks on, you pick your champion and your confidence picks in them. And, he might be one of those sneaky ones you put number one if you want to win. If you're going to take that gamble and try to win it, everyone else, others will probably put him 5 or 6 on that lock list, or might not even pick him to win. So, another one pretty good weight class. Cameron Hazlett over James Hurlroad in the finals, 1/3. Good weight class. Good to see some guys in there duking it out. Just a good weight class, top to bottom, of some solid kids here. Hurlroad over Diesel, battle for DeKalb County supremacy in the semis. Hazlett over Brooks, a Crown Point regional matchup, or sectional and regional. So that was a 4-2 match. And then Hurlroad's also a regional guy there too. So that regional is going to be decent. I don't think you want to draw that one, which you don't have much of a choice.
It's a tough regional, to say the least. Like you're having 3 pretty good guys.
Yeah.
I mean, one of those guys could possibly hit Declan Guard.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's one of those guys is going to be third. One of those guys is going to be second.
Yeah, Diaz
one will be first. So Guard wins regional. He has a 1 in 2 chance of hitting those guys.
Well, Diaz is going to have a shot to hit one of those guys also.
2 or 3 shot of hitting those guys, and that's not going to be a good matchup for anybody. I mean, you could have. I mean, Hurlroad's semifinalist. Guard was a semifinalist. 2 semifinalists meeting in the ticket round.
Yeah.
That's one that's one we've been kind of eyeing for a while, and it's none of those guys can go anywhere. It's not like they can go up a weight class or go down a weight class.
No.
So you're gonna have to bite the bullet and see what that's one of those weights that we're gonna probably have circled, that when those brackets come out, that's one weight you're probably gonna jump to real quick. So Tony Brooks run it back for third over Diesel.
I think Tony Brooks is, and I told you going to that match, I think him and Cam have had growing up very close matches, like very competitive. I don't know if they've always been close, but very competitive matches. Mm-hmm. He's a tall, athletic, like heavyweight. Like he looks like a good athlete. That 4-2 was a good match. I think he's going to surprise some people because I think he's a lot more athletic than maybe people think, like that haven't seen him. I mean, you beat a real tough Hank Redmond, beat a real tough Diesel, hit Diesel on the mic.
Yeah. Yes. And then Dace McNeil, it has Lago McNeil. I did not know he had a second name, so he is in the AKA list on my polling results. Good weight class overall. Hank Redmond, smaller heavyweight, but that's these styles. They're going to grind out. They're going to have huge tanks over a good Grady Baker. Josh Diaz was 5th over Dace Lago McNeil. Just overall good weight class. And good to see some guys that you don't usually see wrestle each other. Obviously, Reynolds and Hurlroad might see each other this weekend in the semifinals.
Yep.
So in the 219-260 battle in the semis. So good event. Always love going to the Al Smith. It's it's definitely it's premier event, and there's so much about it. Like I said, the venue, the teams, the coaches, everything. Just there's something about that event that just festers craziness and some wild things that always happen. And it's one of those events that you can't miss. And I know we always have fun going there. I don't know. I mean, it's just been one of those, especially us being in the North, it's always been that event that you always wanted to go to. And I know we had a standing invite for a while, and finally RID let us get in there. And, Garrett's been there for a while. It's interesting. I mean, Rex did say that it's been 14 years since Belmont's had a champ, which is absolutely kind of blows your mind. Also, like I was thinking, like Garrett hasn't had a champ yet, and
Oh, wow.
yeah, that was I think it's
There's Bongo.
um, 2011 or 12. So it's been 12 or 13. It's been about the same time since they've had a champ. I think this was for our first year there was when the last champ they had. So, and Garrett's had some really good kids there, lots of state placers, some state champ guys under the lights, and it's kind of crazy to think that how tough that tournament is, and how many state placers teams like that have had, and they haven't had a champ for a while.
That was something that I thought like Andy had said. I was like, oh man, I said, where were you guys at last year? He's like, oh, we were at um, Defiance. So we killed it. We won it, right? And he didn't say they killed it. Like that's me just saying that they did well. But he's like, this is hard, man. He's like, the wrestleback's hard, the front side's tough. He's like, this thing's loaded. But I think, like you said, like earlier, it's like a different look. It's just a different style. It's officiated at a different style. I think those guys are a little quicker to hit stalling than some of the guys down south. So it's good to see some of those teams there, and I'm happy Homestead's in there because I think they have a real solid squad. And I like those guys.
Yeah, it's always, I mean, in the depth there, like, okay, maybe it's not a state level kid for Columbus East, Garrett, Penn, any Cathedral, but those their second tier kids are good, and that's not guy you have a tough loss in the early on when you're maybe a higher seed kid and you're thinking you're going to make it the semis. All of a sudden you take a loss because you have a brain fart or whatever, and now you have another tough match, and you got to come back mentally for that match, and it's not going to be a big turnaround, and that's the grind of it. Is you're gonna get punched in the mouth, and you better be able to respond, or you're going to be going home early.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, and that's I mean, Homestead, this is their first year there. They did pretty well, but I saw some times where their kids were used to, even if they got knocked out in the consolations, they had at least one rebound match where, okay, I'll get my feet underneath me, but no, you got to hit the ground running, whether it's the consolations or the championships. So, the Crown Point Regional is pretty good.
Yeah. I think that's like one of the things is like, I think the Crown Point Regional, when they're speaking on regionals, is a little bit slept on. I know when we were talking about Super 32, I said, man, Crown Point Regional is represented. I mean, you had Shepherd, you had Cam, you had, I think when everyone was in the placement, I said you had Staples and
Hazlett.
Yeah. So,
yeah. So, we can touch on the other events a little bit. Where's the bracket? There we go. Modern Day. Let's go over some of the finals matches. So we did talk a little bit about Modern Day last Monday because they had already done it. Sam Madsen over Carter Sanford. I know that one's one you were talking about. Is pretty good match, and
I thought those semifinals matches were really good too. Pearson and Land, Madsen and Stanford over those guys.
Yeah. Spencer McGammon was second to Tanner Tran from Father Ryan in Tennessee, Kentucky. Shutley over Bridge 4-0. Blake Getz over Wyatt Ulrey, last second pin. One of the more interesting ones was Nate Rio over Caleb Shaper for 4-1 and sudden victory.
Yeah.
So, have you gotten any details on that match or?
Nah, I haven't talked to anyone. I seen Nate we talked about the double nose plug. I mean, Shaper's tough. Lost in overtime Friday night last year. I think he was the lowest rated non-medalist at 32. 32's tough. It's a tough weight. I mean, Boyd, Rio, Schaefer, Horn. I said Horn has 112 pins in his career.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Gavin Lewis, Royce Malone. So you have some real tough guys, and he's going to have an opportunity to move up this upcoming weekend because you're going to see some of those guys possibly. So, possibly you can see Rio again.
38, Rainey over Gels. The Rainey twins are good at wrestling.
Yeah, they're very good.
Quentin Chef wins at 144 over Utah Hetty from Union County.
That was a good weight for Indiana. Dowdy, Kessinger, Spencer.
Yeah. Jordan Rainey over Gunner Butt.
I seen they weren't happy with the fall call on that. I seen the video. They said that not that they think that the outcome would have been different, but they just didn't like the call there.
Yeah. Kale Bonenberger from Mater Dei over Deacon Dressler, 10-3, 57. That's a little bit of an upset there.
Yeah, Deacon Dressler is really good at Carnahan too. So I think Kale Bonenberger, good job to Mater Dei. I know I always had him on the watch list or right in the rankings when he was at North. I think that's a good fit for him there.
And then Camden Bauman over Asher Ratliff, 5-2. That's another good one. Oliver Haylett was 4th. So a good weight class there. Good one for Bauman. Tyson Barrow over Griffin Larson at 175. Matthew Schrader, Mater Dei 3rd over MJ Morton. Eli Jagier won at 190. Caden Thacker, 215. Then Catfish over Elijah Stokes. Catfish is pretty tough, and he's kind of flown under the radar with the other guys. So
we'll see Catfish Cam Hazlett this weekend at 3A.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good one. I'd like to see it. Catfish tough. So
you can go watch him scramble with Giorgio. Moves well.
Yeah. The Spartan Classic.
The well-seeded Spartan Classic.
Yeah. The seeds did pretty good there also. A little bit harder to seed that with not as much like state level experience and stuff. 106 Cam Schofield over Joey Warner, 3-0.
That's a good match though. That's two high level guys. I think the semis were pretty good there at that weight too. Who did Joey beat in the semis? Or Schofield beat in the semis? Oh, Jalen Davis in there. Connor Cleveland. That's a good weight. Yeah.
Ian McVicker stays undefeated from Mississinawa over Isabel Kaplan.
Isabel Kaplan, they said, had over Leo Oatman. Was losing and getting a fall at the end of that match. McVicker's over 100 wins now.
Yeah. Seth Lamb from the Fighting Deeps over Joseph Mendoza, Benton Central.
Yeah, that's a good weight. I know Merchant's been in the rankings. Blake Harris had a really good day. Carson Weiler's had some good wins. Flushman's a recurring qualifier. Forgy was in the rankings. Huge win for Seth Lamb.
Yeah, it was a good win for him. Braden Volts from Eastern Hancock over Trip Gardner at 126. Vols, couple-time placer.
I'm not sure why I thought Trip Gardner was at Madison Grant too.
Was he?
No, I thought he was.
That just sounds like you're thinking of Trip Hazley.
Yeah.
Too many Trip. They tripped you up.
When I seen him at Shelbyville, and he was seated way lower than I would have thought. Like once I seen it, and he started pulling some wins. I'm like, oh man, like I thought this dude was at Madison Grant. What happened? And then I realized my mistake.
Yeah, it tripped you up. Left you speechless for once. Will Raskoski from Fishers over Ethan Rose. Good win for him. Fishers with another champion there. Jackson Stoner from Davies County. That's in Tennessee over Jay Burke Eisenhower. That sounds like he might be a president. That's a presidential name. Jay Burke Eisenhower. Yeah. Griffin Klein had a good win over John Vaughn there. Klein freshman for East Noble. The Fighting Sams. So good weight class there. Deacon Rhodes Snyder was a pretty good kid. Tylen Thrine over Peyton Richards. Won his 4th Spartan Classic. Good win there. He's had some good matches there too. He He won 4, but
was it Gunner?
Nothing easy.
No. That Richards match is didn't they wrestle like Carnahan also?
Sure. I don't know, but yeah, Threaten's pretty good there. I can check real quick.
144, Keegan Joaquim over Adam Brewer, Batesville. Jackson Smith and Greg Jones. Jackson Smith, the Heritage Hills, and Greg was third. Jackson Jones 4.
Yeah. Yes, they did wrestle. It was 2-0 Ryan. So
150, David Faliola remained undefeated for Decatur Central over Bryson Sykes of Fort Wayne Carroll, or just Carroll, as some people
just
like to
Carroll.
say. Jonah Strain in there, ranked. Ashton Goni, returning state qualifier. Per USA bracketing, Andrew 6'7", Wilson. Did he not make weight that day?
I believe he did not make weight. He was 6 or 7 over.
That's what I heard. 6 or 7.
Wow, that's bad. I don't know what, man. I do have to say something. These government names are definitely tricking me up on this USA bracketing stuff. You have Jay Eisenhower, Andrew 6'7", Wilson. You know, this is kind of getting out of control here.
Man, I can't believe his parents had the foresight to name him 6'7". Probably get so many laughs.
They're probably time travelers. Jokes are free on Mondays, just in case anyone didn't know.
Jackson Bradley, 157 over the well-traveled Jack Davis. Boomer Davis Hester. Is it Boomer or is it Davis from Charlestown?
Either way, they're good names. So
thanks, Sam.
The 6'7" was because he was already taken. The name was you can't have 2 same names. What?
Andrew Wilson's a common name in the wrestling world. I don't believe it. And there's not a lot of Jack Davises. I feel like Andrew Wilson can be more common than Jack Davis.
Yeah.
Is it Boomer Hester or Davis Hester?
I think it's the same person.
I know it's the same person, but I just want to know.
Yeah. Another one. Another of those government names.
Over Micah Tante. I thought Micah Tante looked really good against Cooper in the duel with Columbus East. Ends up taking 4th in that way. That's a really good top 4.
Yeah. So I think I'm running with Andrew Wilson. That's his government name, Andrew 6'7".
Hey, however they want to track it, I'm here for it. You can be whatever you want to be in my world. Come on. Don't fall for that, Sam. My kid would tell me the same thing.
Ironic that he put 6'7".
Yeah. If I let my kids, they'd probably tell me, like, oh, I have to drink soda.
Yes. My doctor said I have to have ice cream for breakfast. Dad.
Yeah. You told me
you weren't there. You weren't there. Mom was.
65 was a really good weight. Riley Biddle wins over Cameron Sommers. Nyden Houston over Aiden Flowers. Porter Kleberg's really tough in there. Noah Bowser. I think Malachi Johnson. A lot of those guys are either in the rankings or on the watch list. That's a really good weight at 65.
Yeah, Flowers a real tough freshman at 165 and battling with some older guys that are pretty good.
I'm liking my MJ Staples, Aiden Flowers bet after watching MJ at the Al Smith. I think I'm going to be in good shape.
What if they're on, one of the, America's Got Talent or something? Who are you going to take there, though?
That's pretty good. You know what? I should have brought my guy some pierogies. That's pretty good. 175, Corey Fuller over August Adams. Darren Reynolds real tough in that weight also.
And your Andrew Oakes, the only Andrew Oakes from East Noble. He's not he doesn't have a 6'7" on his name. Sam Howard over Corey Tante at 190. Howard's pretty good.
Yeah, I see a lot of people picking a little sleeper pick for Sam Howard on the state picks.
Yeah, I mean, he's good. He's had some national level success. I think 190 is going to be pretty good.
That's
I think
that's a good weight.
yeah. I mean, Mikey White's really good. I mean, he's number one in the country for a reason. But he's not gonna have an easy day at state by any means. I mean, he's gonna have to go through some pretty good wrestlers. Obviously, some guys that have someone he's got just just at semi-state. He's gonna have Harden most likely. He's gonna have someone like Howard. Could be a semifinal match, and so it's gonna be some good matches there.
Brody Wingate's going to be there. Camden Funk's going to be there at semi-state. Maybe like not at the like 1A like state level, but those guys are like state qualifier, state medalist level guys. Wingate returning qualifier. Funk heavyweight last year coming down to 190. I don't think he was weighing heavyweight last year. He was probably eating everything to get there, but still. Yeah. Corey Tante, tough second there. Dalton Pledger, really tough. Ben Fedorchak from Valparaiso. Valpo went there, only got 2 placers. So shout out to the Vikings.
Yes, that's and Viking coach comments.
Yeah, I do. I think the state as a whole is leveling up and getting pretty deep. I wouldn't throw Kyle Harden out of the mix there. So I mean,
and he has nothing. I mean, Harden has nothing to lose. That's the whole football thing like we talked about earlier. There's 2 different ways you can take it. He has nothing to lose. He doesn't care. He's not wrestling for a scholarship. He's wrestling to ruin people's days. He can go in there and just like let it fly, and what happens happens. And obviously Howard's a real good wrestler, probably looking to wrestle in college. Mikey White's gonna go wrestle in college. He's like, I'm gonna ruin someone's day today, and goes out there and just wrestles, without a care in the world. And maybe that's how he's wrestling this year, and kind of a little bit different results, and he's having a little more success.
What if there's some that wins that we're not even talking about?
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, 190 was 190. I know when we were doing the seeds, 190 was a really good weight.
Yeah. And a lot of guys that kind of, I mean, Tante's not, I would never count on a guy named Tante, because they're going to find ways to put you on your back. And if they do it with enough time, they're going to probably get a pin.
Freshman, sophomore champ.
Yep. So 215, big upset here. Julian Burgett.
Okay. Let me, I don't know if it's a big upset. Cam did tell us that Julian beat him, I think, at ISWA. So
okay. Yes. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to minimize Julian Burgett's rankings upset. I think he had a win over him before that.
Yeah. Burgett had a tough loss at Columbus East. He was up and got pinned. Kind of took a tumble in the rankings. Valor pretty consistent, but so it was a rankings upset, I guess.
I don't want to
say my phone's gonna be blown up here any second.
I already told you. Another really good weight class. I thought I thought the upper weights were really solid across the board. A lot of guys that were at semi-state or state in the semi-state rankings, state rankings. Flora was ranked 2. Burgett was ranked 8 at that point.
Yeah.
Tristan Lantham, real tough from Greenfield Central. Just overall, just a real solid bracket there.
Mm-hmm. Hayden Smith over Elisha Johnson.
Another really tough weight.
Noah Martin from Franklin over Logan Mendoza. Newcastle had some pretty good some placers up in the upper weights. Would have been interesting seeing. I know they were in the mix for 2A. I can't recall who all the guys were that ended up getting voted in, but I thought they might have a chance. Obviously, they might have been a little bit better off after this tournament, kind of showing that they have a pretty solid team there.
I thought like 65, they're good. Flower 75. Darren Reynolds was out at the beginning of the year. They had just got him back. He's solid. Obviously, he takes third there. 190. Schaefer was a returning state qualifier from 2 years ago. What is it? Supinger?
Yes, Supinger. Yeah,
we'll try it. Ends up 4th there, and Logan Mendoza ends up 4th. Yeah, you closed pretty strong there. 65 and up. And then you also got Thrain in there.
Yeah. So interesting lineup there. Good weight class heavyweight was also. So do we need to talk about the Mooresville real quick or?
Yeah, I, mean, I think there were some good matches. We'll just go. We won't go as in depth. The seeds did not hold up. And I'm not like I was like generally. I think people. I got a lot of messages like laughing, like "haha, you're trash talking." I'm like, no, I wasn't trash talking. I was legitimately asking how they seeded this thing.
Yeah, I think, and we harped on it a little bit, but at the same time, it's one of those things that do it right, you know, or don't do it at all. I mean, Connersville didn't want to seed for many a years, and you know what? It is what I mean. You knew it going in. Just do it right. Make sure the guys get the where they should be placed, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but separate those guys, and don't. I think it minimizes. We hash this over, but it minimizes the tournament. It really it becomes kind of a joke almost, but it's not a good joke. It's like like at 132.
Well,
Why was Brody a returning semifinalist, a 4 seed over a guy that was a freshman?
at 113, why is Kate Jackson and Kellen Chef not the 1-2?
Yeah.
We knew in like whatever it was, Kate Jackson returning medalist. If you wanted to say Kellen Chef didn't get out of the regional, like that's fine, but you also have to take into account that that's a really good regional.
Yeah, that was a regional at that school.
Yeah.
So you saw that regional. You knew.
And then he just basically won every single event this summer.
Yeah.
Like Carson Kaliamoko over Nolan Culp, two really, really tough freshmen. That was a good weight. Kay Jackson over Kellen Chef, that was 2-3. Obviously, they're going to flip flop in the next ranking. I don't think either of them drop.
Yeah.
Reed Wicker over Colin Clark. Colin Clark had a really good day. 120 was a really good weight there. Wicker, Clark, Burke was returning state qualifier. Jackson Robbins, Fabian Rodriguez has been in the rankings. Carlo Federucci coming down a weight. I thought that was a good move. Ty Barnhart, Evan Dickerson, solid weight there, top 8. David Bowman's really good. Grant Holloway, Diego Betancourt had a really good win over Evan Kreiderman before this. Really good weight at 32. Top 3 there, really talented. Jensen Boyd over Lane Horn. Sound like Lane went for something late. Boyd's tough, man. That's why he jumped the rankings. Elijah Brody has a returning medal.
Yeah, Horn over Brody in the semifinals too. He had a first period takedown, kind of rode that to the victory. But yeah, good weight with those top 3 guys there.
Yep. Lane Kirshner over Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy had a really good day, had some big wins. Kirchner over Hutchinson, I think in the semis, I believe, right?
Probably. I'm not looking at the brackets yet.
Yeah, the odds I can.
Kirchner over.
Bro, I have something about this because we got the next week coming up, and I want to touch on this too.
Yeah.
144 Sam Mojo over David Crilly of J.R. Arnold, which is a Florida school. Like, what coach in Florida is like, man, you know what I want to do? Go to Indiana in January or December.
Yes.
Whatever days. What day do I want? Why do I want to go to anybody from Indiana? Like I said, we were born into this. We have to stay here.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't. We go to visit you in the winter. You don't come here. Like, what do you want to teach these kids snow? Do they have coats?
Yes. Yeah. That's gonna be an expensive trip. Not only the flight, but also the gear, the coats, the pants.
Yeah. Like, man, I seen that and I sent that. I was like, man, did they make a mistake?
Yeah. No, I saw that when I was putting in the teams. I'm like, who is this?
Maybe they have family that lives there or something. They were coming home for the holidays. I don't know. I'm probably going to Florida. Caden Webb over Hunter Sloan. Riley Martin over Dylan Lane. That's a good win for Riley Martin of Owen Valley. Brant Beck over Miguel Cheadlow. 2 guys that are ranked. Cohen Davis was in the rankings. He might still be in the rankings. Noah Fields over Kale Schott. Looked like it was a pretty good final at 75. 190, Derek Worley over Caden Cooper of Mooresville. Good win for Wortley.
Is that a Chris Cooper spawn that can't make the lineup in Columbus East or what?
Distant cousin.
Distant cousin. It sounds. I mean, Caden Cooper, Caleb. You know,
Another weight where I was scratching my head in the seeding. Sear Godwise was the 2 seed. He ends up the 1. He's really good. Dayton Mink, 2. Devin Orman took his first loss there and wrestling back for 3rd. I think he lost to Connor Denault in the front side. Munster, Andrew Cooey, that's a good weight. And then 285 was a really stacked weight there. Keegan Mowry of South Putnam, who we had a bunch of rumors that he was going to end up at Brownsburg over Declan Guard. I think that was a Friday night match last year, right? 1-0 for
yeah.
Guard, maybe. And then Van Baaleen over A.W. Kirk, Van Kirk. These guys like mixing up their names here, boy. Because Armagon was it Van Kirk, Griffin Osborne, also known as Mumford or Murford.
Manford
Osborne, Tyler Hinton back. That was a good weight at 285. So
yeah. All the holiday events had some really good heavyweight matches. So it seemed like all the heavyweights were wrestling this weekend. This past week. So some good events for them.
Shout out to Rochester too, taking down the event.
Yeah.
Winning it, I thought that kind of possibly bumped him to the 1 at 1A, but you separate the best teams. But shout out to the Zebras.
Yeah, they started the day like 3rd or 4th, so and did some work there. So team state this week. Where we at? There we go. Do we want to?
Yeah, you want to start at 3A?
Yeah, hold on a second. Or we
hopefully
can start at 1A.
Hopefully everyone watched the bracket reveal show. Heard a good promo. Cooper had a pipe bomb, dropped a good promo. If you go back if you just want to listen to a little bit of the show, listen to that promo mic drop.
Yes. Yeah, that was a very good promo, to say the least. So there we go. Yeah, we'll talk 1A and go up. Southmont, number 1 seed, Rochester, North Miami, Adams Central. That's a good deep weight class. I think Eastside's pretty solid. They have all these teams have really good kids. It's those 2nd and 3rd tier kids, where they are, how they match up. I think Eastside's kind of sneaky there. Could be an interesting matchup with North Miami. North Miami hasn't wrestled the toughest schedule, but it'll be interesting seeing how this shakes out there.
That top part, I think Rensselaer and Milan, I have some guys hitting those weights. There's some matchups where they're going to be solid, and then I think Rensselaer kind of hits Southmont where they're pretty good. I've seen Southmont at Trikoff. Obviously, they're good down low. They have some pretty solid guys across. I think they said they had like 5 undefeated wrestlers still.
Yeah.
4?
It's a lot. It's 4 or 5.
Always love South Adams Starfires in the field. Against Alexandria Monroe. Adams Central is tough, man. They're always solid. They're always gonna come to scrap. They're a good squad.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a good one.
Madison Grant Eastside could have some good matchups too, right?
Yeah. There's some Fort Wayne, Madison Grant, their first time there, so it should be some good. Rossville, Northfield.
I think Dane said Rossville had a couple holes in their lineup. I know they have some real high end guys, some guys that are really tough.
Yeah, I think they might hit some of the good, the Northfield guys too. So, worst case scenario, you get some good ranked matchups, and hopefully some kids are chasing some matches if the duels get a little bit out of hand. And that's what I'm always here for, those matches. You see those guys chasing matches, and at this level, it's always pretty good. 2A, the Railroaders are number 1, number 2 Hanover Central, 3 Belmont, 4 New Prairie. The top 4 were all at Al Smith, so they hit up here and there. That's gonna be a good one. I think Heritage Hills man, they always have some good upper weights. There's still, I
Yeah,
mean, they lost Jet, they lost some other guys from graduation, and they're still filling in that back half of that lineup pretty
they got
good.
about 25 matches in.
Yeah,
I think they're about 30-0 right now. They had a lot when we were looking at them. They had a
yeah,
ton of matches. Garrett has some guys that get some bonus points. I'll be interested to see. Like, I don't know if what Bishop Chatard brought to Al Smith was what their full team is. Um, Griffith's pretty solid. Coach Stoika has done a good job there, and the staff. They're just a solid team, top to bottom. But I mean, like where Garrett's going to get wins, they get falls. I mean, 215 heavy, 75. I mean, Ace is tough. I mean, like you're gonna get, yeah, Swallow at 26. You got guys that get bonus points. I think that was one of the things someone asked, like how are they doing so well? Like they have 3 or 4 guys at the Al Smith that are getting 14s after day one.
Yeah.
Heritage Hills, just a solid squad. New Prairie's got some hammers though, man. It'll be interesting to see if New Prairie and Garrett meet up in that semi. If they bump MJ Staples to Russell Field in there, take away one of their guns, you got to like kind of get some wins. I mean, obviously you'll be the favorite with Diesel and Hartle Road. You got to try to take away some of the spots where Garrett can get bonus points.
Yeah, that's one of the keys in there is like if they can take out 2 of their guys that they're used to getting 6 with, and I mean, you might get 3. I think they got 6 in the heavyweight match. So that's a 12-point swing for Garrett, which they're not used to having, especially in the 2A level. I mean, you look at those guys, you're looking at the 2A level, Fielding and Diesel, they're getting 6 99% of the time against 2A guys in their weight classes. Yeah. Obviously, if you can manipulate your lineup to get some wins there and take some of their big dogs out, then that's going to put the pressure on the other 12 guys. And they're solid up and down the lineup. At the same time, you take out 2 of their big guns, that'll rattle them, especially if you're starting out at, in those upper weights where they're thinking, hey, we're going to, it's going to be 18-12, 12-6 or whatever. And all of a sudden you're down 18-0. You're like, oh, this is not how we're supposed to do this.
Come down to like a Kokendorfer versus Hammond match. I think they're supposed to hear back from the Department of Education this week. They're hoping before the weekend on Aiden Fernandez. I think this is the last of the appeal. So I think if they can add a guy like that to their lineup who's been in the room, I mean, that's a huge swing. That's another guy at 44 that probably gives you an opportunity.
Yeah. So could be some interesting dynamics there. Belmont has a real solid lineup. They have some pretty good. They had a real good Al Smith. I was pretty impressed with them. Some guys placed there that haven't placed yet, and they had a good tournament. Hanover Central, another one with
they fell in a pretty good spot there. I mean, I don't know enough about Jay County and Owen Valley, but of like the 3 quarter brackets, I think that it's surprised to see Delta that low. I know they have 5 guys that probably win most of their matches, 4 guys.
Yeah.
I mean, 6, 13, 20, 32, 44. You have 5 guys that are probably going to win dang near every dual meet.
Yeah, you have 5 guys that are going to do. They had 5 champs at Mooresville, and then no one else placed. Yeah, so let's say if they can find a couple wins here and there, they're going to win that duel. I mean, they're going to win a duel. So it will be interesting. Hanover Central had a real good. I almost thought they wrestled better the second day at Al Smith than they did the first day, which is kind of hard to do. I don't think that's by design by any means, but I think some guys took some losses and then kind of came back and said, okay, I'm going to come back and have a good day. So Hanover Central's pretty solid top to bottom also. So it's going to be interesting with their match. It's going to come down to matchups. Like I said, if you can take out someone's big dogs, guys.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to hit in a couple spots where Hanover's pretty good. I mean, DeLuna and Kaliamoko would be a good one at 6. Mm-hmm. I mean, I would assume 13 and 20. Delta is going to be the favorite there. 26. I mean, Delta's down. Delta doesn't have that wasn't one of their champs, right? 32, they're going to be the heavy favorite. But I mean, if you look, you're going to probably bump some guys around possibly, or go from there. Maybe move Baikama up or however you do it, and try to take some more matches. But I think they have a pretty savvy staff, and I think Bradbury, I know, has done it in other states. He hasn't had the team level success, but I believe he's a team state champ in the state he came from as a coach. And then obviously adding Hawk there definitely helps.
Yeah, yeah, that's always the fun part about. I mean, 2A is going to be with 4A, so I'm going to definitely sneak over there a little bit. And watch some of those matches, maybe the semifinals, because I think those are going to be some good ones. Hopefully they kind of are when like a consolation match is going on. So 3A, man, this 3A, I know we were talking pre-show, some of the seeding, man, it's the top, 2, 3, and 4 were all at Al Smith. They were all within about 5-7 points.
Yeah, I was
hard to separate those guys. I mean, you throw them in draw them out of a hat. I don't think anybody is considered really better than anybody else. Franklin seems to be has a little bit of a notch above the rest, but I don't think it's a big one. I think it's, like I said, like we've said before, it's going to be matchups. I think like Lowell has some hammers. They're not going to lose matches. They're not going to lose matches in the state period. And so you got to,
and they're going to add a guy that's a state level guy. Like, I don't know if he's a medalist, but he's a state qualifier level guy. He has wins over Cam Schofield. He was a middle school state placer. So, I mean, maybe they didn't send that information in, but I mean, that's a 120, a guy that didn't place at Al Smith that I think he would have placed at Al Smith, which takes them up a little bit more. Probably, I mean, I don't know if he gets 20 and takes him to the top 3. It's interesting to see the 4th seed from Al Smith get the 4th seed at the 3A.
Yeah.
I mean, the only teams that placed ahead of them were Crown Point, Center Grove, and Cathedral.
All in the next bracket we'll be talking about. So,
I mean, that gives them a tough. I mean, Hobart's obviously a rival and beat them last year, and Ron Callie's defending champ. So you have the defending champ and the defending runner-up, right?
Yeah, first round
to get to Lowell. Like, I mean, I don't know. That's kind of a tough go. I don't know how everyone else cuts it up.
Yeah, no. That's...
I mean, Floyd had a good showing at Mater Dei. I mean, that's a tough one. Bloomington South looked solid top to bottom. They're young. New Pile has some hammers too. I mean, they're gonna have a tough playing field team, but I mean, they have 5 guys in that lineup that are pretty solid. Also, I mean, Catfish, Gabe Flick, they're 215, and can't think of his name off the top of my head. Gunner Butt. So that's gonna be tough too. And they could have had Hornsby if he didn't leave.
Yeah, and they got the Taverhorn twins or brothers. I think they're brothers. They have a pretty. DePaul always has a good, solid team, so this is gonna be a fun one. I know Franklin's probably a little bit of the favorite, but I don't think they're by no means a heavy favorite because I think that duel with Columbus East, they won some close matches. I think there's gonna be some things that Columbus East wants to do better against them, but I mean, Bloomington South. I was really impressed with Bloomington South.
Yeah,
they're young, but they're really good where they are, and they had some solid kids up and down the lineup. Man, I was looking at, I think was it them that had? You just looking at like where they scored their points and who scored. I mean, they had points in like pretty much every weight class, I think. Other than their heavyweight was the only one that did not score win at least one match. So that's pretty good. I mean, at the Al Smith, they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 placers. Yeah, they had 6 placers. That means you're gonna probably be favorites in those 6 weights.
And what did Lowell have?
Lowell had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They had 6 placers too.
6 placers, and they're adding a guy that would have placed at 20, and they had their 90, who's pretty good. Injured and fault out.
Yeah, and they had every one of their guys won a match, or at least scored points. I don't know if those were forfeits or not, but they have some pretty solid guys. So that's Yeah, I mean, looking at like the overall, I mean, 3A level, if you place at Al Smith, you're probably the favorite in 95% of the matches in 3A.
Hmm.
So it'll be, it's gonna be good. Roncalli, obviously, really good down low.
Yeah, I mean, you can get a Verduzco. I mean, I'm here for the matchups, right?
Yeah,
You can get a Verduzco and Getz match right out the gate.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. That
what
should
is
be a
that,
good.
1 and 4?
Yeah, so good matchups there. So it should be 3A is always probably one of the more fun ones, just because it's so even top to bottom. I do love how they. We were talking about this last night about how they, the IHSA is, there's rumblings that they would like to do a team state thing again, and one of my and I'll stick to this till I see anything in writing. I like the way the Coaches Association splits up the classes. I think it is very even. I think that all the classes are very competitive, and the IHSA, their rules would have to change drastically for classifications to kind of keep this kind of parity. And I mean, and there is parity in each of the classes. Uh, there's no real team domination, and I think that's really cool to see the parity in each class and stuff. And it's really, I think that I think whoever designed that, a lot of credit should go to you for figuring out and it's worked out pretty good. So,
Yeah.
4A at Brownsburg, Noblesville, the battle for Catholic supremacy, Cathedral, and Modern Day, two of the most historic programs in the state, probably 1-2, 1-3 maybe. That's going to be a good duel. Center Grove, Westfield, Avon, Crown Point. So you're going to see a lot of good matches and kind of, man, Modern Day. I mean, I know you're starting to be a believer in Modern Day. They're solid top to bottom.
Yeah, I thought Modern Day was going to sneak in that 3 spot. After the classic, I think, like, obviously rankings wise, they have 12. They have one more ranked than Crown Point does. But I mean, I think it's hard to look past, like, to say the big three. But I think Modern Day did a good job this year of bringing in some really talented freshmen, and Madison and Spencer McCammon. Just a very solid team. Like, now, are they going to have the firepower? They're probably going to not be the favorites in as many matches with Brownsburg. Like, at 13, obviously returning champ. At 20, a returning champ. We'll see what happens at 26. Obviously, rumors are rumors. I won't believe it until the day of, if Reverend Dickman's there or not there. I'm sitting on the edge of my seat like everybody else. 44 is as close to a guy that was under the lights. 50 is a returning champ, 57 is a returning champ. So, I mean, that's a pretty good go. And that's kind of where Modern Day is really good at, too. I mean, obviously, Modern Day is really good 65, 75, 215. But they kind of hit in some spots where they're pretty good. I thought Modern Day, Center Grove matched up pretty well. I think Crown Point and Brownsburg, I think Crown Point matched up really well with them. I would be willing to bet there's going to be a lot of people that are wearing purple that hope that Center Grove knocks Crown Point off again.
Mm-hmm.
Because all I've heard for the last year is that Crown Point, and it's not from Crown Point, that's telling me that Crown Point kind of matched up better with Brownsburg than they have in the past, because they have a couple spots where they can eliminate some of their big guns and not get bonused, where, like, you got Shepard in the middle there, whether he's wrestling Tommy Gibbs, who 99.9% of the state, he's an automatic win. And obviously
bonus win. And a bonus win.
That we've seen that at the Carnahan. I would say Alec Huddleston is like a 75% chance win, and Kennison majored him at Carnahan. Now, obviously, those matches can pivot, and then Crown Point closes well. They're really good. I heard that Caesar is waiting in light. Like, he could possibly make 90 for Team State, get Austin Reading in the lineup, then you get another medal in there. I know that Shepard's waiting at 44. I mean, do you go in there and if you wrestle Center Grove, do you go in there to wrestle Hornsby and try to take away one of their big guns?
Mm-hmm.
You got some weight class flexibility there. They have a couple medalists on the bench that are not in the lineup now. So I don't know. It'll be tough. I like to have seen Avon personally, just selfish me, selfishly to me. I would like to have seen Avon and Westfield flip there. I think Westfield's a different team without Joe Maverick.
Mhm.
And Avon hasn't seen Center Grove yet this year, but they've seen Crown Point at Carnahan, and they've seen Mater Day at Mater Day, and they've seen Brownsburg at a duel, and they've seen Cathedral early on. So just for me, like I just thought like the mix there would have been different.
Yes, and yes, we do love Crown Point. They pay us more money, so
Did someone say that?
someone said that we love Crown Point. Nah, we love everybody. I mean,
I don't
I
care.
don't want to show the evidence of Mike's homerism
You
for
can.
Crown Point,
Um, I mean,
but I guarantee he has more red bulldog gear than purple bulldog gear.
I do. They don't even give me none. Honestly, I like low key. I think I like Modern Day the most. Like I just like the tradition of it. I wish they put in more results so I could, get those guys going a little bit more. I've probably been maybe just Brownsburg, Center Grove, Crown Point fatigue, but I think Modern Day is a team that I really do think that can make a run.
Yeah.
Did they really say like that's everyone's go-to though?
Yes.
Honestly,
Yes.
that's what like the Crown Point people tell me I love the South too much, and the South side I love Crown Point too much. That means I'm doing a good job.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You can never make any of them happy. I mean, it's always you like them. Yeah. And it's I mean, they're both really good. Center Grove's really good. Um, so it should be. I mean, obviously, Cathedral's kind of sneaky good. Obviously, they beat Avon earlier in the year without some guys. Yeah, it'd be Westfield, as you said. I think that they're pretty solid, but obviously, you losing Joe Maverick, who was wrestling really well, and kind of I would have loved to see him at Al Smith because I thought he could have given any of those guys in the finals a real good match. He looked really good moving his feet one weekend to have him practice, and I guess he probably already knew his wrestling career wasn't going to last much longer. So,
Um,
yeah, I would have.
Honestly, actually, the team I probably like the most in there is the Fighting Weimers. I like what he's built there at Noblesville. I like Mike. He's an exciting guy. I think when he took that job, what he was doing with the kids club and the excitement that he was bringing in there, and that he's getting to coach his boys. So if they can pull off the upset of Brownsburg, whoever thinks I'm a Crown Point homer, my kids didn't go to Crown Point. I didn't go to Crown Point. I went to Calumet. They're not in the 2A field. My kids went to Andrean. I'm sure Andrean's probably got 3 kids wrestling. So I like them, but they don't have anybody competing. My kids went to Lowell. I'm not actually a huge Lowell fan based on some of the stuff that and the transfer that happened there. But I like a lot of those guys. Obviously, some of them, like my favorite wrestling people right now are Brownsburg.
Yeah, no, we talked. We have friends most everywhere, most everywhere. But it's I always laugh when they say that. Oh, you're such a Dutch team homer. Like no, the only homers we probably have are probably our home our home schools or places like I've coached and stuff. That's I'll say I'm a homer in those areas, but we have we've made good connections with all of these coaches and stuff. Get yelled at by Swain every so often when kids have big wins, but
I think they do a good job. I like that Swain yelled at us.
Yeah.
Good. Yell at some more. I'm pulling for Hanover. I like Bill. I mean, those dudes are good dudes, man. You're around people enough. Like I was cheering for Carroll of Fort Wayne whenever you were coaching there. I like seeing some people that never done it before. I like the Reynolds family. I like Josh. I like Parker Reynolds. I think Parker gives me trash every time that he's not ranked number 1, even if he loses. And I was happy he won a state title last year. I like Mikey Ortega of Portage. I thought that he was a dog last year. Like, I like good wrestling. I'm sorry that you don't feel that Crown Point's good wrestling.
Yeah. So, Team State, I'm gonna put a information thing out hopefully tomorrow with all the
You guys,
details.
is it you guys? They love Crown Point. You guys live in Crown Point, Joe. You don't live anywhere close to Crown Point.
No, nope. I mean, but Crown Point is on Rocco's final school list, so
Yeah.
because I guess recruiting is already happening uh, at fourth grade level. Um, so yeah, Team State, great event. I just it's really cool just to see the coaches at all levels really embrace it. I know it's been 12 or 13 years. I think this might be the 12th or 13th. And it was really it took buy-in from coaches the first couple years to really make it a good event. And I would definitely give credit to those 24 coaches those first couple years that bought in and said, we're going to go. I think a couple teams might have wavered on it. And then after that, I don't think anyone's really said no, which is good to see. And it's such a great event for everybody that, it's a staple in the state. And it's one of the bigger events to that we get to talk about all year long. So I'm excited for it. All four classes are going to be really, I think this year, all four classes are very much toss ups. I need to do a pick'ems. I'd love to see who people think. Cause I would not be surprised in Dane earmuffs if no number one seed wins any of the tournament.
Don't say that.
I mean, would you be surprised if, no number one seed wins a tournament? I mean,
no, but I also wouldn't be surprised if all four number one seeds win.
I wouldn't either. At the same time, yes. I mean, it almost be. I'd like to. I might have to do confidence picks, because I think that's always kind of fun with those. As for kind of a tiebreaker, your confidence picks for your champions. I would even do I'm gonna have to do something with that. I think that'd be just because I'm not sure where, how you would do some of these classes, because I'm like, are they, I don't think anyone's head and shoulders above in any of those classes, and there's going to be some great duels. A couple of years ago, I think 3 of the 4 duels came down the last match, and that was awesome. That's an awesome day.
Yeah, I think that's like one of the cooler things about the team aspect is sometimes it's not going to come down to like your dog, right? Like it's not going to come down to like the dude that's the number one guy in your lineup. I know one year Brownsburg came down to Brayton Lee. Like, hey man, you couldn't have picked a better guy to close with. Match on the line. Who you sending out? Oh, we got B Lee. He has 1 loss in his career.
Yeah.
Good thing he wasn't wrestling the Crown Point guy, right?
Yeah.
No, who did he lose to? He lost to a kid from Mount Vernon.
Yeah.
But one year it came down to 2 guys that just were guys that didn't even get to the semi-state one year at 2A. And those dudes are just out there going for it, and the whole gym's going for them. And I think that's the really cool part of it is like you don't have to be the top dude on your team if it comes down to that wire. Like maybe the top dude took care of business. Now he just needs you to go out there and get a dub.
Yep. So do you want to go on your rant, or do you want to rank?
Man, I do. Actually, I want to go on. I'll take very short because it's a very short rant. But sitting at the table, man, I think that like if you're a coach and you go to the table twice, the other team should get choice of what they want, top, bottom, neutral. I think the more you take time at the table and you're not getting warned and no one's getting a team point, like you're questioning every call and you're breaking up the flow of the match. The second time you go there, you should get a team. You should get the other guy should get choice.
Like, I don't disagree one bit. I think if I think the coaches, I think the refs need to warn coaches more. I don't know if a team point's really going to do much to deter. I mean, obviously, if
do it like international, cool. You challenge and you lost, they get a point.
Yeah,
I guarantee those dudes would go to the table a lot less.
Oh yeah. I think there needs to be some kind of, or I mean, just I just like hey, you get 3 challenges or whatever a tournament, and if you don't have them, then you'll be taking team points away. I think I agree. I think some coaches go over way too much, and it
I
gets
think
out of
it's
control.
man, like a couple things that I saw this weekend were one, if you're not a coach that's in the chair, you shouldn't be able to go to the table.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't come from the bleachers and go question a ref. Like I think that's ridiculous. Two, like if you go to the table more than once in a match and your kid's out there like taking a break or whatever you're doing, whatever you're looking to do, that second time they should get choice. I guarantee we stop it.
Yeah.
Unless you have a hammer on top, unless you have Drew Hughes and you're like, yeah, no, that's cool. We'll keep going over there until you guys choose down. Like, I don't think that's going to happen. But like, I just think it's like one of those things that happens way too much. And it's the same coaches living at the table. Like, how can the same coaches question every, there was a cool thing that happened in the 106 pound final. There was like a sequence. There was a sequence of, where Maddox didn't get a takedown. It was a close call. And I think his dad or one of his coaches was going to go to the table. Now we're cool. Go ahead and sit down. We're not going to mess up the flow of the match.
It's not going to, you have to pick your spots. And that's something that's hard to do in the heat of the moment because you are 100% on your kid. I mean, and that was a smart move because he's like, why are we going to, Connor was, I think he was losing? I think he was losing at that point, or it's tied. It was close enough that, if that would have been reversed, he would have been in a better position. But he was starting to get it, his legs underneath him, starting to wrestle well, get things going. And it's like, why? He's going to go after. They had the confidence that he was going to do what he's going to do. And I saw the coaches were. I can't remember which one stopped the other. It's like, nah, we're good. He's fine.
It ain't just one coach.
No,
that's not just one coach. I don't even think T-Boy. I think give the kid the decision. Like, hey, give him choice.
Yeah,
and a tight match you running over there, and it's not the right call, dude. How many times have you seen that in the state finals? Hey, we're gonna take a break. We're gonna take a little break here. We're gonna go question a call. Yeah. Cool. Now he gets choice. Now you have to ride this kid for the next 10 seconds.
Yeah. So that would have more immediate impact.
It's 100%. That's 100% right too.
Yeah, the team points don't mean much. I mean, we can go back. I don't even have it up yet, but I can go back and look at the team points. How many times would the Crown Point staff? How many times would they have to go over to the table for something to be affected? They won by 21 points, so they'd have about 20 times they could go over the table extra. So they go 40 times before something would be affected.
Yeah, I think I just think that if you're out there and you're constantly going to the table, constantly, like 2-3 times a match, like one, are you telling the official he doesn't know what he's doing now? Because you're questioning every single call, every call that you have this official, you don't think it's the right call?
Yeah.
Two, at some point, dude, just let him wrestle. You can't just I just think the second one, the other wrestler should get choice.
Yeah.
And I think it would kill it. I think it's the second injury time. Yeah. And what's unfortunate about that is I think that's a rule that's been put into place so kids stop taking timeouts when they need a little bit of a break. You ain't getting your lungs back like that. You ain't there's not enough time in there to get back in shape, right?
Yeah.
I do whenever you get a kid that takes an injury timeout and then they go out of bounds and then they call the injury timeout and then all of a sudden they come back and they're explosive. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah. There is technically the referees are supposed to, unless if you question a judgment call, they can give you a warning. I did see a few of those given out. As I said, there was you're not getting anything out of it. Oh, you warned me. Whoop-de-doo. I mean,
there was an official that would do it all the time. And he would be warning, questioning. And dude, people hated him for it, even if it was the right call. And I'm like, great. Stop. Having these dudes live at the table, but they don't. You're right. Dude, Blake's right. If you're a team that has one guy going in an individual tournament, why do you care?
Yeah.
You're getting blown out. I think you give them a second choice and you start getting parents upset that you're losing their kid matches because you want to live at the table because you know every rule, I guess. And you're a better official. We're losing out because you choose to coach and not officiate. I think that you would change the perception of that really quick.
Yeah. No, I think that's something that I would be definitely I would be in favor of because it has to be something that affects that match immediately. Um, you know, semi-state, regional, and stuff. That's not going to matter. You can state. It's not going to matter unless you're one of the top couple teams.
Yeah.
So so that means it affects 3 teams. There's 100. Usually there's 90 to 100 teams there. Yeah, they're 87. They can just sit there. They can pull up a chair right at the table. They can run the clock. They might as well help run the clock if they're going to be there that much.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, that's kind of a running joke we have. Something like, hey, you might as well run the clock if you're going to be over here enough. So yeah, I think something like that wouldn't be. What I mean, if you go to the table more than once and nothing gets changed, and if it's something like, hey, we need, the clock was, 5 seconds extra ran off the clock, fine. If you're questioning calls, why did you not give us an escape? Okay, that kind of stuff. But things like procedural things like that. So yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't think I can tell you I know who would probably disagree with that, but not.
Oh, I know several people that would.
Yeah, but they're the ones that live at the table. So
yeah, well, they're just fighting for their guy. They're just fighting for the guy.
Yes.
How often have we heard that this week? Oh, I'm just fighting for my guy. Oh, okay. So you don't care about being what's right. You're just fighting for your guy.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
And that's a that's I mean, at the same time, what's their batting average for getting something changed?
Yeah.
It's like a pitcher's batting average. 0.57.
Let's do it, man. No one trying to grab the bus, bro. Like, come on.
So, yeah. And you said you have another rant?
That was it, man. That was the one. I was gonna keep it short. I was trying to keep it under 5 minutes.
No, I like that. I like that one. I think anyone, hopefully the AI clips that one because I definitely would love to see the comments on it. That might blow up. I don't know.
Yeah.
So we are going to rank cereals. Let's see. Can I get that in there? Whoa, there we go. Today, let's see if we can make this a little bit bigger. There we go. Cereals. This is gonna get some controversy in here. So let's see. Can I take your?
I think, yeah. I mean, I think there were some spots of locked hands that got stopped quick, but also I think it's tough when you have a single official to be everywhere at all times. That's not any. That's there's you're not seeing through human bodies, and you have to protect people from other spots, and it's
they there. It's not like a free. Technically, it's not a free move. It's you get until action kind of is stagnant, I guess is the best word to use. One of the better words to use, I guess, that the ref can stop it when he sees that there's nothing going on. It's kind of a weird. The referees do not like it when you say free move, because you don't really have a free move. It's a technical. Once nothing's happening, he's not going to let you go on for a while. So anyway, we are ranking the best cereals 1 through 5. Did you go first or did I go first last time?
You go first this time. I think I went first last time. This is my list. This is the one I like.
Yes, this is the Mike only list. I'm going to go with a good old, that's on mine right there, Cookie Crisp.
Ooh.
Always like that one. Mainly because we got cool toys in when I was younger. I don't think they get toys in cereal anymore.
They're little cookies you can't resist,
Yes. Commercials. Man, it'd be awesome if we had the cookie, all the commercials, because the commercials for these are the only reason we ate these things back in the day, right?
Maybe. Well, I know my number one didn't have a commercial. My number 5 even though I'm gonna go with the brand name, we weren't getting a lot of the brand name Frosted Flakes. We were getting knockoff like sugared like cornflake or whatever, but Frosted Flakes. Now you don't have to put that
Sugar
one on
Flakes.
there.
You're gonna put the
Frosted
name
Flakes.
brand.
Tony the Tiger. Tony the Tiger. We're gonna go with him.
You're not going to Terry the Tiger, his
Terry
cousin.
the Tiger.
My number 4, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. This is one that it's good, but you can't have too much. I think it wears on you pretty quickly. If you don't want to get the double box at Costco, I can do one box and then I need a little break. But not that I'm like a big cereal person now, but it definitely was one that can wear on you pretty quick.
Definitely one of the top ones with milk. Cinnamon Toast Crunch milk's pretty good. I'm not even a milk drinker.
Oh yeah, yes. This is probably not the good. I guess I totally forgot. You're not the milk drinker. So, how do you eat your cereal then?
What milk? And then I dump it right down the drain.
Oh, so you don't drink the leftover milk?
No. I'm gonna go. I do like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I'm gonna go Fruity Pebbles. I do like Fruity Pebbles.
Ah, nice. Fruity. Man, I can't spell it tonight. Pebbles. Yeah, that's a good one. The one I don't like it. The reason that one did not make my top 5 or even my honorable mention, that one got soggy too quick. I did not like soggy cereal, and that gets soggy way too quick. I'm going with a little bit of Fruit Loops.
Man, I heard that Fruit Loops is banned in other countries.
Yeah, and I kind of like the with marshmallows.
Okay.
Those were, the classier ones, but I'll take a regular Fruit Loops too. But marshmallows always add. You get the marshmallows in your cereal. It always adds to it.
I like the Reese's Puffs.
Ooh.
Also, pretty decent milk. The chocolate and peanut butter combo is pretty decent there.
Yeah. Singlets are on our list. That's probably like a state week or something. We got to get pictures of the singlets too to kind of show off. But that's been on our list for a couple since last year. So maybe we will do that soon. State week or something. Mishawaka did have their old school singlets that looked like Gymtown singers. I thought they were Gymtown wrestlers.
So did I.
Yeah. Like had to do the double take. Oh man, we got someone from Scotland. $20 a box. Holy cow!
For what?
Fruit Loops.
Dang. Let's start shipping. Let's start moving some Fruit Loops, man. Let's make some money.
Man. How much does it cost to ship a case of that over there?
Yes, you're gonna ship a key of Fruit Loops.
Yes. Man. I'm gonna go S'mores Crunch. Kind of a off the wall one, but it was the s'mores, the chocolate, it's kind of like a golden grams and marshmallow and chocolate.
Pretty good.
S'mores Crunch.
My number 2. I grew to love this one in age as I aged, and I knew like this was like one of those things. I think I woke up when I turned 40. And I never wanted a bowl of this before that. And then when I woke up before, I was like, oh, this is what everyone was talking about, Raisin Bran. I feel like it's an old man. I think it's Raisin Bran. It's IN, right? AISIN. Yes.
Yeah. That tells you how much I've eaten Raisin Bran.
But that was like I got old cereal.
Yeah. That's you got the one old cereal, and then you get I know what you're coming up with. You're gonna win this one because I think people are just gonna be like, "What is that?" But
no way,
I'm gonna go. I'm a chocolate person. Chocolate Lucky Charms. I do like regular Lucky Charms. I'm not gonna say no to them, but the chocolate Lucky Charms even better. It's healthy. Yeah, we're not here for healthiness.
I knew that someone was going to come out with it. What are we going with? grain, like what is it? Cheerios or grain nuts or something. Cheerios supposed to help with your heart. I ain't putting those on my list.
Yeah.
My number one, and this is like a cereal that I had growing up that I did not know was like a poor cereal. I love this cereal. It was like my favorite. It took me into my 20s to find out that this was like a cereal that was like dirt cheap and not like of a higher standard. Kaboom cereal with the clown on the front. Like it's discontinued now. RIP. But man, Kaboom was like that's legitimately these circle like clown faces and marshmallows. Perfect. That's the perfect cereal for me.
I'm getting you that Funko Pop too. That is coming to stay with us. I'm putting that in your hotel room, and that thing's gonna haunt you.
No way, man. This would be like my one true fan. He kept us alive for so many years.
Just the
we had one client in Gary, Indiana. Then once he stopped eating cereal, we just had to go out of business.
Jeez. Yes, the Kaboom. I had to look it up. I was like, I think I'd seen that, but I mean, it looked familiar, but I mean, they're all just clowns and stuff on there. Whoa, what's going on there? So, got some honorable mentions. I did have Reese's Puffs. I do like Reese's Puffs. Definitely one with a lot of milk. Corn Pops, one of my favorite. That one, I like chocolate. I like marshmallows, but those are good. Cocoa Puffs, just because there becomes chocolate milk afterward. I think that's my honorable mentions. Definitely, I like the sugar. I'm here for the sugar.
You're in here for this is how we got here, bro. I had Cookie Crisp and Cinnamon Toast Crunch on my honorable mention, but you got them on there. That's good. Man, there's one that I really like. It's a seasonal item, Blueberry and Count Chocula. Like I like those ones. I also like and there was one more I was gonna say.
Honey Smacks.
Yeah.
Those aren't bad, but I don't like the stickiness of them. It just doesn't.
Man, one time my uncle had all these like M&Ms. I don't know how he had like a case of M&Ms, and we didn't have any cereal. I said I'm just gonna dump a whole thing of like plain M&Ms in a bowl and put milk on them and eat them. It was pretty terrible. So it's not even making my honorable mention list. Honey, I mean, we like Honey Bunches of Oats here. The Kim and the girls eat it all the time. Every now and then I'll sneak a bowl. I like to put bananas in my cereal. It makes me feel like I guess it balanced out the sugar. But I think that's my list. I only had the couple.
Yeah. Kix Berries, Honey Nut Cheerios.
I didn't put Captain Crunch on there. I felt like Captain Crunch used to cut the roof of my mouth all the time. But I do like Crunch Berries, even though it's the same thing. They're just not ones that are going to give me like the roof of my mouth I can't eat for the rest of the day.
Yeah. Is it Crunch Berries? I'll look up the exact name. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely two different lists here. I like the sugar. I want the sugar here. Yeah. I don't eat much cereal anymore, fortunately. But always good to see some let's see. Remove. Yeah. Yeah. I definitely if we do have some cereal, if we get some every so often, we do have some Cinnamon Toast Crunch. We just don't get milk very much. So it's hard to eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch without milk.
Man, I like to see like now when I'm at stay, if there's like a continental breakfast, I'm gonna look to see what everyone's trying to snack on down there. What cereal they're grabbing? They're probably grabbing Apple Jacks, honestly.
Yeah. They have Fruit Loops, and usually the cereals at State don't have very many good. I mean, you have the hotel rooms or.
Man, you know what's like low key a really good one that like is probably terrible for you too. Probably took a couple years off my life was like Rice Krispie treat cereal.
Oh yes, oh yes,
that was a good one.
Yeah,
I did like Rice Krispies, but I liked it because it made all kinds of noise.
Yeah, Rice Krispies was another one that got soggy too quick. You had to pour just a little bit at a time so you get a little bit of crunch in there. But yeah, the Rice Krispie treat, that's the one I forgot about. Yeah, that was a good one. So No love for honey smell. Oh, yeah.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, we weren't getting a lot of we were getting a lot of the bag cereal for a little bit. It was pretty decent. Like was it like Dr. Vitamin or something, Vitamin M? I remember my dad had like grape nuts one time. It was terrible. I thought I was gonna like I seen him eating it. Like, oh, I'm gonna eat this, and it was awful. I thought I chipped the tooth.
Yeah. Cereal. We owned a grocery. Well, up until I was like, let's see, 10, 12-ish. We owned like a grocery store, so I got to get a little bit better choices on some of those things. I got to try some of the more of the items. So especially when they came out the Hulk Hogan ones and all those, if you look at like if you do a Google search on them, you get some of like the Mr. T O's or whatever they were. So
Man, Captain Crunch cut the roof of your mouth though, man. It's like chewing through it. What is that? What is that? Like a peanut butter flavor? What is Captain Crunch? He'd fight the Soggies, man.
Yeah.
The Soggies were the enemy of Captain Crunch.
Oh yes. So yeah. A good 2.5 hour show here. It's creeping on midnight tonight. So Team State this week, going to be a lot of great wrestling. Gonna start putting some stuff out there. Team Girls Regional is Saturday.
Sounds like you're doing a girls show on Thursday.
Yes, we are planning on doing one Thursday. Going to have brackets with rankings. I believe we're going to get some a little bit revised rankings. With just girls right now are they're very volatile with some of the results, so it's not a bad thing to have some more rankings out to kind of try to settle some things, and so it should be some good matches. I've talked to some people in the girls scene, and they're kind of excited, and should be some good wrestling all day Saturday. So that's going to be crazy trying to keep up with Team State and girls regionals. So
congrats all the girls that made regionals.
Yeah. Yep, you're 2 matches away from state, and there's always crazy upsets and everything that go on, even on the girls' side. So it should be.
Who's doing the show? You and Razzo?
Yeah, Razzo and I will do it. So we'll go over some of the brackets, some of the bigger matchups, and some of the locations. I like the we don't cover it as much, and it can be very daunting to keep up with everything. So I know I did have someone reach out about possibly helping out in the future. Definitely, if you are interested in helping out with girls wrestling, I will, send me your resume. I guess that's but I would definitely tell us that, give me a heads up that you are interested. We would definitely like to expand that coverage. We have a small staff here, and it takes a lot to do what we're doing here. And then adding a full another sport, basically. It is it's totally another sport to keep track of and stuff. So if you are interested, get a hold of me and we'll, talk it out and see what you can do. And definitely we'll never say no to the help. And there's always some good perks like gear. I know you got some gear this weekend.
Did.
Yep, I think that shirt. Which one do you have? You have
hoodie.
You have the hoodie. This is the one I did. If you notice at the bottom, it said there's a website for that. At that bottom yellow line. Did you see that?
I did. I wore the T-shirt on Saturday or something. Yeah, Saturday.
Yeah, the shirt you have right now, my daughter designed, so she's
pretty good.
Yeah. So yes, and make sure you check out the interviews. So I'm waiting to see. She's going to be either loved or feared by wrestlers once she starts going around to more and more events, getting them with the questions. So, anything else to go over?
That's it, man. That's all I had.
Okay, so we are going to get out of here. We will see you guys next Monday. I have lots to talk about, and